Stormfront getting stomped out is from the comics. Let's face it, The Boys doesn't have fight scenes. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Are we live, everybody? Are we live, ladies and gentlemen? Can you hear me? Atlantis rise! Oh, it looks like we are live. I think we are live.
Yeah, we're live.
All right, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? My name is Akasan here, getting ready for The Boys. Shout outs to everybody, Brooklyn Notorious. I'm so glad that's catching on. I'm so glad that's catching on. Amazon, pay me. I am joined here by we're talking about The Boys with The Boys. I have The Boys right here. Let me see. Tyrone, go ahead, man.
Hey, what's up? It's Tyrone from Bloodlines.
Yep. And then we got the Knight.
What's going on, you cunts?
A term of endearment, love. Yes. And then I was gonna say, speaking of cunts, but never mind. No. That would have been that's what I'm saying. That would have been the worst way to introduce you. Team JVS in the house.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for having me, bro.
Hey, my pleasure, man. It's been almost about a year. Like, it's actually been a little more than a year and a few days since actually we last collaborated on a big scale event, which was New York Comic Con. And
yeah, true.
Yeah, we ran into the homie from the Dark Knight, Suicide Squad, and everything. That was a big one.
That was crazy.
Right?
Crazy.
And you know what's crazy? Like, I've been looking at some of the older New York Comic Con videos that have been popping up with The Boys, because I guess that, I think they did have a panel, but it was like really exclusive. Like, I could not get into that one, but it's so crazy to think of what that would have been now a year later, if that makes sense. Like, because the way the WB was, and like the way the WB was had us going through panels and things like that, was essentially the same way they were doing it with The Boys, and it would have been actually pretty damn cool to be sitting next to Homelander and the Deep. And I don't know if Stormfront was there or not, but yeah, that we would have had words. So anyway,
that would have been dope.
I guess around the board, first and foremost, I know a lot of the Comics Plus fans. Tyrone wasn't with us for the season finale, so what did you think about it, Tyrone?
Season finale.
Yeah,
a little bit. I was thinking that was what was going to happen. Was what happened with Stormfront. I figured that the season was going to end with her getting stumped out, because I felt like I just felt like she was really starting to get on some people's nerves, and I feel like you can only take so much of her. Like, I think for some people in America, they're not comfortable seeing a fairly attractive white woman spouting extremely racist stuff. So that's what I loved about it, because it made me comfortable. Well, no, because she was because she put up this super liberal woke front, and she's like the wokest of the woke, and so for her to be the extreme opposite, in reality, was kind of, I guess, not refreshing, but it was very interesting. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, she a racist, but she hot as hell. I love it.
She's not that hot, though.
Wait, you mean Paula Deen isn't attractive? What?
To someone, she has.
You have no idea.
Someone likes her.
I was like, damn, did I just bring that one really wait? Okay, never mind. I'll have to keep it for other races.
But I think it was good though. I still think that Stormfront is going to come back next season. I don't know how, because I think in a comic, like, Stormfront's already jacked up. Like, in a comic, like, he's missing an eye already, I believe, if I remember correctly. And so I feel like that they're going to bring her back somehow, maybe with like robotic arms and legs or something. I don't know.
Darth basically.
Maybe, I don't know, or maybe
Storm
not.
Vader. Storm Vader. It's happening.
Yeah,
Storm Vader. Yeah,
but overall, I was interested. Like I said, the ending did make me excited. And do you want me to get into like predictions for next season, or just my opinion on this episode?
So I was taking my medicine. in homage or dedication to Chadwick, the passing of Chadwick Boseman, getting my booty hole checked in about 2 days or so. And so I'm taking medicine to I gotta literally flush everything out. They were like, no seeds, Akason, you don't eat seeds, no lettuce, no vegetables, nothing for the last couple of days. So,
Dang.
but it's very important, guys. Got especially black men, gotta get your booty hole checked. It's not gay if you avoid cancer. Anyways. Speaking of booty holes, John, go ahead. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. What did you think of the season? It's like, how do you go on after that, right?
Right. About the season, I thought the season was amazing. I wish it was a little more. It's one of those seasons where I wanted a little more in terms of episodes. 8 felt a little too short for me, especially at the pace that they were moving at. I was like, oh, I just needed a little more. But in terms of what we got, I loved the season. I thought it was great and it was fun. There was a lot of opportunity. A lot of characters were fleshed out this season. A lot of characters. Everybody had a great time to shine. Everybody we got to know a little bit more in depth. And they continue to push the bar on just crazy bullshit. And I love it and I'm happy for it. And fuck Stormfront.
Yeah.
I sure would. Yeah.
Well, in that term, yeah, but fuck her.
Hey, shout outs to Aya Cash though. Shout outs to the actress Aya Cash for really bringing Stormfront to the front and making such a hateable character, though that I think most people can see through and love the quality that Aya Cash brought to this character and be like, yo, she's in some sense she kind of reminds, she's on that same almost the same Joffrey level of a Game of Thrones. You're cool with the actor, but you're just like, yo, I fucking love to hate this character. Yeah, so that beat down was so refreshing when it happened.
Yeah,
that shit was amazing.
Yeah, she definitely was on that Ramsay Bolton level. She, I mean, within this was it episode 2 where they went to the project location and she was trying to look for Kimiko's brother or whatever, and she just started to just waste all these different black people, and I was kind of just like, whoa, this is not collateral damage. She's just openly, blatantly killing black people. And so, I was kind of thrown off, and then she made that slur to him, as she's breaking his arms, and I was like, okay, I see what she's about, But again, like you said, credits to her for dedicating herself to the role. As far as the season is concerned, it was amazing, bro. I loved it. I agree with John. I think that if they had maybe 2 more episodes, that they could have really filled out a lot and not had it be so because everybody, honestly, in my opinion, got an opportunity to shine. Everybody got an interesting arc, but this also felt like a season of setup as well. There's a lot of anticipation for where things are going to go for the 3rd season. But they found some kind of a way of making each character have an emotionally resonant moment. And that's one of the things I think I loved about the 2nd season. And I think the only thing I would just add is that there is no, innocent person at this point in the entire show. Nobody. Not one character is innocent. And I find that very interesting going into a 3rd season. What does that really mean?
That's a good point.
But I loved it.
Shades of gray, basically.
Well, even Huey, he's the closest we have, though.
Who?
Yeah.
Huey, he's the closest.
No, he in the 1st season he blew up.
That is true.
That's the only thing.
If you think about it, Huey was actually
he got blood on his hands, bro.
I'm sorry. Right? Keep your hands clean, right? Keep your hands clean. But going back to what Sam was talking about, there was this ongoing thing with the group reactions that the Comics Plus crew was doing with this season, where it's obviously Tyrone and I, having read the comic, we just hearing Stormfront, we knew what Stormfront could possibly be about, and we kept on wondering is she gonna go full blown racist, or are they gonna show any of that side about her? Because they were really kind of making you like her in the beginning and everything.
Yeah, they did.
And DC Sun said something really early on in the reactions was when A-Train came back. When A-Train came back as a surprise, Stormfront already was giving him kind of this look, and like I didn't catch on to that first time around, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll see. Yeah, and I was like, all right, but then it was like Sam was talking about when they started fighting in that look kind of like a project or something like that, and I'm like, wait a second, everybody around here is black, and then I'm like, is that just because they're like in a lower income? They in the projects, or they in Macy's, or like, you know what I'm saying, Marcy's projects or something. And I was like, wait, what's going on? And then I was like, wait, hold on. Wait, are they about to confirm? Yeah. And she gave those black people the look, killed them all. I'm like, okay, she's a confirmed racist.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
confirmed.
if you had any other doubt, about that, she, like you said, the slur she made to Kimiko's brother, I'm like, okay, well, we are off the Stormfront bandwagon from here on out. Like,
even the low key, like passive aggressive shit, like she was saying to A-Train, just talking about it. Oh yeah, the church is like, no, didn't let anybody in, you know, like trash and all that. I'm like, oh, I was like, just she was good at being an asshole. She's like,
she said it so naturally though, like well real. Like I was like, dang, is that how you feel for real?
She was like, oh, life's so hard.
That's great.
No, they did. And you know what's crazy about it? I haven't confirmed it, but as far as I know, Aya Cash is actually Jewish. Like,
wow. Yeah, that's for sure. A Jewish name. Yeah, that's for sure. Jewish name. Yeah,
Cash.
So I'm pretty sure for her that was a little bit difficult.
Yeah, no, or maybe it's even like she can really tap into that. But I mean, like, she really made that shit believable when she was talking about how the races are getting wiped out, and like our race is getting wiped out, and white genocide.
Yeah, that's
holy shit.
Right, even Homelander was like, bitch.
Now that actually is kind of an interesting topic that we've gone back and forth on with the reactions, is the fact that, like, what is Homelander's deal here in terms of, like, you know, is he a racist? Is he borderline racist, or is he just
I don't think he's
megalomaniac, superiority complex? Because, you know, there were times where, like, to me, like, I think if Homelander was everything he said he was supposed to be, even with this training, with his vault training and all that, I'm like, the moment Stormfront came up and revealed who she was, right up then, and it'd be like, yeah, no, you know, like that. But he starts making out, and they start playing the Golden Girls theme song. But then it's later, it's way. So I'm like, okay, so Homelander's down with the Nazis, and Homelander's down with the neo-Nazi idealism and such. But then it was further down where Stormfront starts explaining to Ryan, his kid, about white genocide, and
there you go.
And then Homelander makes this look like, wait, what?
We good.
He had that shocked Pikachu face, like, what? And so I was like, wait a second. So I was I'm not confused, because I think ultimately for me, Homelander is just about himself. That's it.
Yeah.
But I thought it was kind of odd the way he was balancing, dealing with racists, essentially. Very interesting to me. Yeah.
I don't think he's racist at all. I think he only cares about Homelander, and he only cares about what people think about him. That's the most important thing to him. So, and I feel like he doesn't even consider himself that human. I'm just reaching probably, but like he feels like he's above most people, because he is the most powerful person on the planet that we know of. So I don't think he has the I guess I'm saying the mental capacity. I don't think he has the frame of mind to even consider to consider other people. Like, I think it's Homelander and other people, and he couldn't be bothered to. I guess
he'll be back. He's having a Wi-Fi problem.
Okay, I guess he couldn't be bothered to really, care about things like white genocide or black genocide or anything like that, because it doesn't have to do with what people think about him, in my opinion. That's what I think. So I don't think he has that type of mind. If it's not going to affect, if it doesn't affect him, I don't think he cares too much.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't think that he's racist. I think he just doesn't. He has a disregard for human life in general. I think that he just really doesn't care whether or not somebody lives or dies. Like he's lacking of empathy. He wasn't raised, with any kind of like remorse or any kind of comprehension of human interaction. So he's lost that part of himself. And that's why he's so off kilter.
Who's to say he ever had it? That's the question, though.
So the reason why I would say that I think that he does, and I think that he even desperately needs it, is because he gravitates to women like Stormfront, like the older lady, that he was with, because he feels as though that's what he needs. He needs that kind of comfort. I think the reason why he ultimately got with her was because she helped him. And she seemed like, like she's down for whatever. She's down to be there for him, her ride or die. And that's what he needed. And as well as she's not disposable. Like, it's not something like he could just easily just kill. So he was like, all right, bet. The problem came when the thing that I loved about the theme of this was that he didn't want his son to go through what he went through. Even if that meant him being with this woman that he violated, he knew that some part of her would possibly rub off on the kid to make him better than what he was. Even though he was going through this whole process of trying to make his kid stronger, he, that scene where he took the kid to the location or whatever, and all the people started getting around him, and like Stormfront was like, he's gonna be fine. He's like, nah, bro, that's my kid. Like, I'm taking him back and I'm gonna talk to him. That was when I realized, like, there's levels to this when it comes to his psyche. It's just at this point, by the end of the season, he's going for blood, man. Like he's been so used to being controlled by everybody, and now at this point, when he gets the chance, nobody's going to control him if he can help it. And I think that's where he ends this season, because this whole entire season he's been battling with his humanity, trying to help, guide his son, be a part of his son's life, wanting to feel loved. And he isn't really capable of understanding love. So yeah, it's tragic, but I love it because the actor just playing Homelander is amazing.
Right, Anthony Starr. But I'm kind of curious though. Do you feel it was a little odd or a little strange that he showed no remorse or sadness? He felt all the sadness for Stormfront getting messed up, because it's been confirmed that she didn't die. She's locked up somewhere. But he gave like two fucks about Rebecca dying, which was really like, even used her as kind of like motivation for Billy to take out Ryan as well. So I thought that was kind of weird a little bit.
So I think that even though he knows that Rebecca was the best thing for the son, he still was the person that raped her. He's still the person that's been trying to control her. He's still the same as that person that really he has no care for life. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like Stormfront was that new focus that he could have, that he needed in his life, and that got taken away from him by the very person that he's been trying to love and trying to push and motivate. So, but I don't think he ever really truly cared about Rebecca. I think he just understood her importance, but that never override. It's kind of like you marry somebody, you commit to a relationship, you get divorced, you got a new person in your life, and you have to bring that same person into the fold with the baby mother. There's always that dissension back and forth. The difference is that Stormfront was on some craziness you know, she was trying to project onto his kid, and he was like, "Nah, you know, you can tell me all that, but don't push that religion on my son, bro." But I mean, I love that part though.
One of the things I will say the most that I really liked the most was the fact that they turned it around, and I'm sure Tyrone, you caught on to this as well, where so this is a spoiler warning for the comics. So essentially Becca dies in the comics essentially the same way, almost the same way, is the fact that Ryan, the son, kills Becca. So in the comic version, at birth. So Becca, yeah. So we will say essentially Becca is raped by Homelander. We're gonna say Homelander. So Becca is raped by Homelander, and then somewhat similar to season 1, she immediately goes into birth, and so she's sleeping right next to Billy while on there, just chilling everything, and you know the baby is essentially comes right out of her fucking womb and is floating, rips her, essentially splits her open, and then she's dead already, and then Billy kills the infant fetus or whatever with the lampshade. It's fucking wild. It's the wildest shit, man. Yeah, it is.
You came back at a terrible time.
So what I thought was interesting is, like, you know, turn around to the TV show, they essentially did the same thing, but just in a longer version of it. So I thought that was really interesting to me, because it's like it's completely different, but yet the same. So I thought that was very interesting. So I still would like to really see how it went down between Homelander and Becca in that room, because I know, I mean, obviously we keep throwing around the word rape, but I feel it came down as one of those like days later equivalated as rape, but at that moment in time, it was like it was more of a mental power play sort of rape situation. It wasn't like, you know, like what we would imagine, like forcing her on the wall or whatever like that. It was more like, you know, she reflected on it later, like what the fuck just happened type of deal. I'm going back to season 1 when she's coming out of the room, and you know, she's not like, she doesn't look abused like that. I'm talking about like violently abused like that. She's coming out one of those like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you don't have to beat a woman up. Yeah, he's super strong. He doesn't even have to hit her or anything. So I don't know. I feel like,
like I don't. It's a weird, because here's the other thing. I'm like in season 2, because this is something that I was looking at a lot. In season 2, you don't. I don't know. Like, to me, it's hard to say, because you know, I don't really know. Like, I don't have experience in the subject of getting raped and shit, but like Becca seemed pretty civil with Homelander most of season 2. You know,
yeah, she has no choice, because she really didn't have a choice, because one, he can kill her, and so she's terrified of him, but also she doesn't want him to take her son away. So she wasn't friendly towards him. She was very cold. She was very distant. And she constantly told him, like, I don't want you here. So she wasn't civil. She didn't offer him drinks. Every time he showed up, she's like, why are you here? Please go. Right. So she never welcomed him at all. But she couldn't make him, because she doesn't have the strength, and there's nothing she can do about it. So she's just kind of like, it's kind of like someone holding you down on the ground, and eventually you can't do anything, so you're gonna stop fighting.
I guess that, I guess. So you're saying it was like, again, going back to what I was saying, it's like it was just more of a mental and sort of like spiritual rape continually situation, and like,
I don't know. I think it actually happened, because I
think it happened for sure.
I mean, obviously it still happened, but
I mean, like actual rape. Like, I think, like, because even when she was like, "Oh, that's my son," like, she's like, "You don't get to say that after like what you've done. Like, you don't, like, just that statement alone is kind of like, did you forget how he got here at the same time. Like it's not as just so cut and dry picket fence as like you make it seem. Like you forced this on me, and it's like she doesn't have a choice but to go along with any of this, but at the same time she does have a card, and that's why she can talk to him, because of the whole Butcher. Like, if you fuck it up, like, I'll kill myself in front of this kid and say it's your fault. Like, it's so he still has some kind of leverage, but she can only go so far.
Well, I get that. But the one thing I was going to point out with season 1, a lot of people did bring up is Homelander doesn't really seem like a well, I kind of just answered my question, but I was going to say Homelander, like we saw in season 1, Homelander doesn't seem that experienced in sex and even doing it that often. All the times he's with women and everything, he's like a child sometimes, but at the same time, he is very experienced in power play with women.
And controlling and manipulation, and you got to be experienced to rape somebody. Like that's generally like where it also comes from, because there's something inside you that's so either insecure or disturbed or messed up. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm a sex god. It's because of that thing that's lacking inside of you that makes you feel okay just to be like, do your thing and shit.
Yeah, it's like
much.
When it comes to like Homelander as a personality, is really empowering with the people that he tries to kind of manipulate and put into place. Like Maeve alluded, in just open conversation, that he basically had her as a pseudo girlfriend.
Right.
And we don't know what he did to her. We have no idea. And I doubt that she would even say anything or stop it. But the reality is that Butcher alluded that Rebecca was very strong-willed. And we saw that in season 2, what she's truly capable of. As soon as Homelander came, she went running and crying to the facility like, yo, y'all got to get this man out of my face. Mm-hmm. And the facility was like, we can't stop him. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that we can do. I'm sorry. But I'm firmly believing that this man absolutely took advantage of her. And there was absolutely nothing she could do. The difference is, I think that at the moment that it happened, she was just strong enough to maintain herself enough to get out.
Keep the composure.
And I think that was the reason why, because a lot of, victims in the same exact situation, it's shock, instantaneous shock. And you might not even see anything physical on them other than just their face. And her demeanor, everything about her showed she had been violated. And there was absolutely nothing she could do about it. But it's worse because this person, if she said anything or did anything, could kill her and everybody she loved. And I think that's never changed. Like once she left, it wasn't just to protect Butcher. It was anybody she knew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that has always been her motivation to keep going, keep pushing. But she made that into something positive into this kid. And I think that, she I guess allowed him, to be there from a emotional standpoint, to not, mess up Ryan as a kid. But she did not want that man around, and she was sickened by him. And it's sad, man. Like, in all honesty, like the way that she went out, I felt so bad for Butcher, because Butcher, and I hope we talk about this, Butcher is racist to Supes. He hates Supes just as much as Stormfront hates, African Americans or any other minorities. Like, he hates them with such purity that even like Starlight, like he would have freaking killed her if he had opportunity, But the reality is, he had to hold within himself reserve enough to not come at this kid at that moment when he realized that this thing that he's trying to keep his wife from killed her, and he has to just be there for him because his wife made him promise before the last thing. And I thought that was the most tragic thing. That broke me emotionally.
Yeah, that fucked me up. When I got hit, I was like, oh my God. I was like, Butch. I'm so sorry, bro.
Yeah,
she's such a great actress, that scene.
Yeah. It was like the whole season was just about him trying to get her back. And then it just ended with him getting her finally. And then just having like the one thing that she loved probably more than him, take her away from him. So, and the one thing that he was trying to pull her away from. So, like, I think that in this season, Butcher did grow a little bit. Yeah, that's where he grew a lot.
Definitely.
But But if he goes to the butcher in a comic book, he has a plan. So everyone just
I'm glad they're not going that direction, because that was the biggest problem. I actually did not like Butcher at all in the comics. He was
don't
just
say nothing.
We won't say anything.
No, I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not spoiling anything, but you definitely should read up on it, because it's so different from the show that it's not even spoiling anything on it. It's so different from the show, but I was just going to say that he's essentially like Negan. He a comic book Negan. He's comic book Negan, but without any sort of like moral guidance or anything like that. So he's just to me, he's just as bad as Homelander, if not worse, because he doesn't.
This season did a good job of like showing their parallels between the two, like all throughout. How similar Homelander and Butcher actually really are. So it's great to do that, especially when it comes, and that's why kids and their sons play. That's why Ryan was also so important, because you got to see the parallels between them two with kids and how they felt. Like it was just so amazing how they did that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's also because in the TV show you have more time to explore those situations. But in the comics, everybody's saying how one-dimensional the characters are. Well, because
Butcher was for sure.
Particularly on paper, it seems to be that way a lot. I think Huey is the one that translated the best so far. Huey translated is like almost perfect in terms of like 1-to-1 scale, in terms of like being that just not innocent person, but just kind of the moral guidance for everybody, the voice of reason. Mother's Milk seems to be all right. Frenchie, I think Frenchie actually was improved on.
Because in the he was cringe. He was kind of cringe.
Yeah, he was kind of cringe.
He was like stereotypically French in the comic.
The female has essentially become the female, but in the comics she was like literally like physically dirtier all the time. She was like pigpen and shit the entire time. So when they started glowing her up in this season, I'm like, damn, what happened to you? Like that. Like up here looking like a ring and shit in season 1. Now, one thing I will mention, because I'm doing a rewatch of season 1 with my girl right now, and something I've noticed is actually there's a lot of nods and there's actually a lot of cues from the second season that's already included in the first season, like within the first episodes and such. Like they actually mention Mallory's kids a lot when like I didn't even really catch it. I mean, I only saw it once, and that was like 2 years ago or a year ago. Like when they're when Frenchie is even being recruited to join the boys again, they actually talk about how he doesn't listen to orders and he's messing up, and like I can't trust this dude anymore. Stick with the plan. And I'm like, damn, you know what? And then they talk about Mallory's kids a lot. And I'm like, damn, they really and they talked about Lamplighter as well.
Because in the first season, they never called him Mallory. They only called her the Colonel for like majority of the first season until you actually saw her.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then
and then interesting enough, Edgar, what's his full name? Edgar, Max Edgar, or no? Stan Edgar. He's actually name dropped the second, maybe the first episode or the second episode, because Homelander doesn't want to read like certain PowerPoints in a speech, and he's like, this speech is garbage. I don't need these talking points. And he crumples up the paper, and then Madeline, she's like, that was written by Stan Edgar. Homelander just stops dead ass in his tracks, goes back, uncrumples the paper, and walks away. And I'm like, oh shit, like he was even a power. And then on top of that, Homelander. So we were talking about Homelander's development. One of Homelander's big things is the fact that he said that he, like, you see Homelander already getting this god complex of like, he's like, why? He's talking to Queen Maeve, and he's just like, why are we listening to these people? Like, we're like the most powerful beings on the planet. And he's like, I scanned Edgar's body one time. This dude is like one chicken away or something from a blood clot and everything. It was very interesting. So to see how many nods that they were going to go into with season 2 afterwards. So, and they also do mention the G-Men and some of the stuff that we're going to see in the spinoff later. So, hopefully. So, A-Train's arc was so. So, A-Train's arc, interesting. Do you guys think that it was good?
Did he have much of an arc? I don't know if it was like an arc.
It was like more of like a
through line,
like a bleep.
They used him to further the plot. They used him any way they could to progress certain moments, like for Stormfront, to mess up or disjoint Starlight, and of course the payoff in the last few episodes with him getting connected to the Church of the Collective and getting information they needed. But I mean, he had some good moments, but I think that he was a lot more effective art in the first season for sure. I mean, it wasn't like it was bad, but I think that the Deep had 2 better episodes than anything that A-Train had the whole season. Because the Deep had at least 2 episodes I thought were really well acted and actually pretty interesting. But outside of that, the Deep didn't have any more after that. But it's weird. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I do not like the Deep at all. Like I don't like that storyline. I think he's dumb. I think he's definitely comedic relief that's kind of needed every once in a while to lighten the mood. But I'm just like, yo, if he doesn't come back for a season, then I am all good with that.
He's like the character that I didn't like, and I guess I don't want to say it's controversial, but yeah, he had his moments. I mean, kind of this season, but I just feel for the most part, he's just constantly just annoying and just in the way. Is Huey? Huey's always annoyed the hell out of me, especially this season. I'm like, especially towards the beginning, I'm like, if you don't shut your ass up with all this second wind shit and stop complaining all the time and getting in the way and yelling and screaming and bitching and moaning, do something. Like just get out the way because you're in the way constantly. And then towards the end, when they started to give him like purpose, like he's your canary. I mean, they really didn't do much for him towards me. He's still just kind of in the way, just like But I guess now, hopefully in season 3, they man him up a little more, and he has a lot more to do in the 3rd season. Now that he's going on his own TV, doing all this, so I hope he finds himself a lot. But
actually, that's a very good point. That's actually a good segue here because wow, that was actually a huge twist. Like not necessarily a twist, but that was a big reveal because I honestly, in terms of who the person, the mind blower, whatever, so to speak, who was behind it, I honestly don't think anybody got it. Nobody called it.
I thought it was Cindy Lou's ass the whole time. I was like, okay.
I had no idea.
I did not think that it was going to be AOC or Victoria Newman. At all.
Why though? That's my thing. Like, what part does? I think it's because, and I've been reading back and forth, and also kind of makes sense with the scheme of things. Is that she's in cahoots with Vought, but this is like a long game. So this is like they said it's something to do with electing to get her in the head office as like president to get more control. Because she was deliberately fucking up connections to prevent,
anything from coming up.
Right, anything from coming up or for Compound V getting shut down, and anything of that nature. She was literally protecting everything. So if Vought has hand in the Oval Office, essentially now, like there's no stopping them. Like that's going to be really big. If she sits on top of that and actually ends up winning the election, now you have a soup. Yeah, Vought in the mix. It's insane because a lot throughout of it, there was also making it think like the Church of the Collective was like behind this and like was doing all this stuff, I thought too. But then I was like, they were just there. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was like on that last scene when she was talking with the church leader. I was like, oh, one of these people are like about to die. I was because just how the camera was set up, I was like, oh, someone is going to die. But then, like, once I saw how the camera was on him, I was like, oh, it's going to be him. Yeah. But how is he going to die? Because he was like, this and he was like, because she was walking. It's like, oh, either something's going to happen. I was like, I think it's going to be him. I was betting with myself. I was like, my money's on him. And then his head exploded. I was like, oh, crap. And then I was like, wait, they're gonna get her too. And then she's outside and looking at his house, like
chilling. I mean, she's a great actress because she's sitting there popping everybody's head the whole time while acting freaked out and scared.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
So some people mentioned that if you go back and watch that scene again, like she doesn't look as freaked out. She's actually just scanning for different people to focus on. So I was like, damn.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
She didn't look scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, look, that whole scene in episode 7 was so crazy. I wasn't focused on her. I was just trying to make sure she didn't die because I had no clue who was about to bite it, bro. Like, that just was nuts.
Yeah,
get her out. Get her out.
Yeah, I was yelling. I was like, why is she sticking around? Why she keep sitting down? Like, get out of there. Like, stop running towards people. You can't save them. Go. You know, the only thing is she was just pretending like she was losing her mind. Like, what did I do?
Right.
And that was another reason that people thought
she's like, I'm gonna get you.
Because they even killed Shockwave. So it's like, okay, so it's the collective because they're trying to get A-Train in now because it just popped off Shockwave and everything like that. So it's just like they did so many misdirects and gave you so many, you know, little pieces of candy just try to follow, but your ass ended up getting trapped. Like, oh nope, that wasn't it. Sorry. And then
go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that scene and the fact that now that they set up the boys to actually officially become like a funded team, I'm thinking it's going to get deeper into the comic book. I don't know if I want to say it. Well, I feel like that they may try to put the boys on even ground with the suits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't hear nothing else, bro. I don't hear nothing else, bro.
I get it.
Keep your comic heads to yourself.
Please.
Right.
No, I'm getting out the chat, matter of
Right.
fact.
I'm good.
No, I get it. I totally get it. No, so for those comic readers, Tyrone actually makes a very, very good point about that. That would be very interesting.
It would be a good time for it.
Yeah. And that would actually
anything else about it.
And that would actually be a very good way of keeping the purity of the TV version of the show compared of the TV version, because I think that's one of the things that we like about the boys and the fact that everybody is just kind of, they're like regular dudes or whatever. So and that's a big difference with the comics. So I kind of like that idea. That'd be kind of cool. I would like to see that, and I highly recommend, talking to the people below us here, and I really recommend people actually take some time and read the comic version, because it doesn't spoil the show, but it definitely helps you. It's just a kind of like a fun game. Like I was just talking about how with Ryan killing Rebecca, it was like, oh, I see. They kind of switched it up a little bit. It's very similar to The Walking Dead, where certain things happen and the same events happen, but they just swap different characters into different time spots of when it happens. And it's just kind of like a nice nod. But I can't imagine waiting till the show's over, then going back and reading the comic. But I guess the point I'm trying to say is like the comic is so different that you have no idea what's good. Like I had no idea what's going to happen. Victoria Newman, there's a version of her kind of in the comics, but completely on a different level. So yeah.
I just can't do it because I just want to be as surprised as possible. That's why I don't like when it comes like book things that are like adapted to TV.
I can 100% tell you, like nobody sees it coming. Even reading the comic, nobody sees it.
It's super different. It's like they may give you like little like Easter eggs, like they'll throw in a character and see if like you'll catch who that character is, but really the story is so different. It's so different. But I understand. You want to come in pure, and you don't want to be in your mind like comparing it to the comic or subconsciously looking for those Easter eggs, because it can ruin the experience for you. So I get you on that.
Like The Walking Dead, like if I would have known, like even if it did happen, like the whole Negan and Glenn scene, even though that happened in the comics, in the comics, I would have been pissed and sweating bullets the whole time during that scene. Like, oh my god, they're about to kill Glenn. Oh my god, they're about to kill Glenn, or whatever. Just because I know the setup and things like that. Like, I don't want to have that anticipation going into things, even if it makes
but respect to that, with The Walking Dead, they did throw you kind of a wrench because they killed Abraham first, and they're like, oh, okay, damn, Glenn ain't gonna get it, and you're like, what? Oh well, boom. You're like, oh shit! Oh, they killed my nigga Glenn anyways. And I'm like, oh shit. So I think the TV show writers, they do respect the source material enough that they will give comic fans kind of a twist, and I just think it's kind of a mental treat to yourself as well, because you're just thinking to yourself, just like, oh wait, this didn't happen. Oh, okay. Though, speaking of which, there is a discussion I did want to have about Lamplighter with Tyrone anyways, and because it already happened in the show, they're not going to come back to this later, because they basically, like, Tyrone, and I guess this is for the comic readers in the chat as well, who, in your opinion, who did the story better, the comic version or the TV show? Because I feel like Lamplighter was one of the biggest tipping points of the comic book, and I was looking so forward to it, of this happening.
Be careful looking in the chat, by the way.
Say what?
I was telling Sam to be careful looking in the chat.
I'm not in the chat. I already turned it off.
Yeah,
okay.
People do. I was like,
But so that's my thing, is like Lamplighter was actually a very pinnacle point of the show, and I mean the show and the comics, but I feel like the comics kind of handled it better. Tyrone, what do you think in this?
Well, my thing with Lamplighter, so I don't want to get too deep into the comic, but because his death and everything in the comic, God, it really, what I want to say is too comic based. So I would just say this: I think the story in the TV show is more interesting because it is more interesting in a comic, but that means that they would have to bring on a certain storyline that they have not brought into the TV show.
Right.
And it's the whole, how can I word this? Replay.
Right. I get you.
Second go around. So yeah. So they will have to bring that into play. And so no, I think the TV show is more interesting because it actually made him a character. He's actually in the TV show more than he's in the comic book. In the comic book, he's kind of like more of a tool to where at least in the show you get to know him as a person.
Yeah, okay. I will say that.
And he does more good on a TV show. He actually does.
Yeah. They actually made him a little more interesting in the TV show, and things. But like just the way he went out in the TV show, I was like, wait, what? Like, you can control fire, but this dude did his Jesus pose and was like, I'm out, and that's it. I was like, yeah.
Like, you can spit acid, but once that shit gets on you, you're fucked.
Oh right? Yeah, like that. Yeah, I
true.
figured that you would be like immune to your own superpower.
It's kind of like the thing is they're not born with these powers. Right. Like, it wasn't like the son. You know what I'm saying? Like, he might be able to laser himself and not be hurt because he was literally born from Compound V. But everybody else, they were injected with it. So whatever's inside them comes out, but their exterior might be different to that. So I thought that was a really interesting thing. But with Lamplighter, I mean, I can't speak on the comics. Shout out to Aaron Ashmore or whatever, but I think he did a good job. I think that episode with him, Kamiko and Frenchie, I think that was one of the most important episodes for Frenchie as an arc.
I agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it made me, because they alluded to what he had done, in the first season. They alluded to what happened with Mallory. And I was like, okay, we're finally going to get it. But then you find out this is a hollow shell of a person at this point for what he did, because he didn't even know. And I thought that was a really interesting twist, because he was ready to die. He was like, yo, Mallory, take me out. I deserve it. I want nothing better, but I mean, I don't know. The way they killed him off, I thought that was really weird, because he only had 2 episodes. And I was like, they could have done a little bit more with them, but I mean, for the one episode, I liked it. Yeah.
I thought they were going to use them. I was like, join the team or something, like fight with us. Like there was like 5 times I thought they was bringing Soups on. They just disappeared. I was like, damn it, use their ass. But
but Huey pissed me off in that episode.
Huey was an idiot.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I thought Huey really
more things getting in the way and fucking shit up. See, every time.
Yeah, like so, oh, they have Starlight. I'm useless, but I'm gonna try to go rescue her. Great.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be the cop.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this about Huey though.
He did save her though. He did save her in a way, him and
because John said he hated Huey in this season. I didn't hate Huey in this season. I just think that they didn't really utilize Huey other than, to service who his symbiotic relationship with Butcher was. Right. In the first season, from the moment that his girlfriend died, I was like, oh, shoot, this kid's going to end up becoming a Lex Luthor type because I was like, he's got everything to lose. Like, he's smart. He understands how certain things go, but he just doesn't have any street sense whatsoever. So I was kind of like, okay, second season, they're going to use him. They really didn't utilize him. The first 2 episodes, he was just complaining that they shouldn't do what Butcher does, that he knows best. Then they kind of like, all right, he's just kind of like being used and just going through circumstances.
And now he wants to die.
But at the same time, the thing that I keep going back to is that he was normal. He was just put into this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to, from the point that his girlfriend died, has to just ride or die with these guys. And like everything that's happened around him is traumatizing. Like for real. Like if I was just
at a certain time, you gotta adapt. Bro. It's been long enough.
Nah, bro. Like they harmed you to a freaking whale, dog. Like that whale's heart was, the heart was sitting right there. And this man, if I was him, I would have been like, I would have threw up everywhere. Yeah. And I was like, yo, y'all go.
I was like, bro, you cannot be sitting there having a moment waiting on your ass. Suck it the hell up. Do it later.
Nah, bro. I would have, look, if I was Huey, I would have been broke. I agree. I would have been broke, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I ain't built for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are trained, conditioned. They've been working as a group. Like, he's a civilian. And he is smart, but they didn't really utilize any of that like they did the first season. That's one thing I can say. To John's point, they really didn't utilize Huey at all. So I'm hoping he actually makes an interesting turn. And I think the reason why they brought up Butcher's brother and kept on making these kind of comparisons is kind of like, okay, what are you trying to say? Like, where are we going with the Huey character? I'm really wondering if he's going to have like this dark turn because he's yet to have it, in my personal opinion. He's the only one that really hasn't tipped over just yet.
Right. I thought the whole Lenny thing, it is going to sound crazy, but especially that specific episode, because fucking Black Noir just became important out of nowhere. I thought Lenny was Black Noir for the longest. I was like, wait, is Lenny fucking Black Noir? Like, oh, he just never talked. He was the quietest little thing, and then he just disappeared or whatever, and then he died. I was like, did he? I was like, is this motherfucker Lenny? But then
yeah, a lot of people jumped onto that theory, and I guess because if you read the comics, you're like, all right, no. I mean, they could go that route, but it'd be kind of dumb. But even it looks like they're not even going down this particular route as to who Black Noir is from the comics. So it'll be a big surprise, but I definitely hope it's not that version. I was like, come on now, you really Lenny.
That's what
if anything, I believe Lenny is supposed to be nod to mice and men, like that. Yeah, Lenny, quiet as a mouse, smash the mouse, like that. It's like that. By the way, I before I forget, I do have to say I loved Edgar as Gus.
Who this fucker ever?
Yep.
Yeah, he kills any character he's in. He just kills it, bro.
Yep.
He kills it.
I'm like, oh, this man stare. Just his acting in general. It's just like, yo, I don't want to. Okay, like
yeah. Yeah, he's like the moment he takes off his glasses, you're like, it's about to go down. Here we go.
Yeah.
What do you know about Bot?
That first scene with him and Homelander, I was like, oh, he's not going to be someone you want to fuck with.
Yeah. He always plays someone that you don't want to fuck with.
Oh yeah,
Far Cry.
Yeah. Oh, I was like,
always. Which makes me feel like he's seriously someone you don't want to fuck with.
No. I mean, there is that big theory. Speaking of theories, that Black Noir is a clone of Edgar or his son or something like that. Because we see what the when the mask comes up, it's a brother underneath, or at least some sort of Deadpool type of burn skin, something like that zombie thing going on. So, and then that the fact that he's got him on his portable Zoom, his webcam, and everything like that. So,
it wasn't a little Hitman.
Yeah, well, but I do think, like Julian is saying right now, is that the creators said they want to keep Black Noir a mystery throughout the whole series. I agree with that because, as most comic readers know, once you find out, and I highly doubt they're even going to be going close to the comic version anymore. There might be some version of it, especially after seeing what they did with Stormfront. But we don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, once you find out who Black Noir is, it's endgame. That's it. Like, the story is pretty much over. I highly doubt the show is going that direction as well, but it's pretty much over at that point. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
I really liked Mother's Milk this season too. He had a good little arc. We got to know him more. Mother's Milk.
Yeah. It's so hard not to bring it up, but it's interesting they literally didn't take his name, the way he got his name and everything, from the comics. But I think they gave him a nice, grounded, realistic version of his origin. So that was cool.
True. And I actually like how they did improve his family situation.
Yeah,
it's because the stories. Family situations, like with his wife and daughter, and I feel like on the TV show, it feels like an earlier timeline.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I feel like they kind of took an earlier timeline and they put Huey into it earlier because his daughter is so much younger. And,
fair enough. Yeah, in the comics,
but she does have that hair, so I did like the fact that she has that hair.
Daughter is she's in her 17 or 20s or so, like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think she was still a teenager, but she was like a little kid.
Yeah,
and they did improve his wife. She was problematic, but overall, I do think that his storyline had to be changed because they couldn't use the same storyline in the comic because of how the whole show is going.
Oh yeah.
So for sure, he is still my favorite character. Like, he was one of my favorite characters in the comic, and he's one of my favorite characters in the TV show. Partly because he's an interesting black man, but because he's just he's like the what is it? He's not the heart of the group, but he's kind of like he's not glue. The conscience. He's kind of the glue, and he's like the conscience. He keeps everyone in line. I like
the idea of glue. Glue is good.
Glue, kind of the glue of the group. Like where he's the person that's making sure everyone stays in line. Like every time everyone steps out, he's the person that calms everyone down.
He's put Butch in his place.
Yeah,
keep Butch at bay. Like so you can move him. Good luck moving me. I was like, oh shit.
Was good.
God, that was pretty damn bad.
That was really good. That was.
Too bad he got choked up by a dick, but
oh man. We were talk about that.
Dick.
Thought we were gonna avoid it.
Not just any dick. That was love sausage, brother. Love.
Right.
There's a whole arc that they cut out, but it was so unnecessary. So I'm glad they at least threw him in there as well. So all right.
Homelander was supposed to be in the first season, right? They originally cut that and they brought it back for this. So at the end of this season, when he's jerking off over the city, that was the first season that they cut and just threw in to this season because they said it was too. The creator said that he wanted to keep trying to find ways to break the barrier and just be outlandish, but he felt like that was a little too much because that happened after what's the name, Miranda, whatever, the first season, kind of cut Homelander loose, okay, breaks this shit off. That's where he has that moment, but they just threw it into this season. Just
Oh, is
because
that why? Okay, yeah, because it did seem a little out of a little off, but at the same time it kind of matched. But you saw like a humbled Homelander. So for him to be jerking off like that, it was like okay, but you could kind of see what he was trying to do at the same time. So it was like whatever. But yeah, I thought it was interesting to see that.
That was also a scene from the comic too.
Yeah.
So that's they kind of threw that in for people like, oh look, because it happened.
Yeah,
but I guess
I don't think he was jerking off in the comic like that though.
Oh, he was. That
really?
exact scene, yeah, that exact scene. Exactly, it's in the comic. It's a panel exactly like that.
But start looking for it.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, for me, I guess it kind of works, right? I guess for me, at the time, the scene does kind of work because he felt like he was at his lowest, and he's losing like his because everyone's coming for him, So I'm really interesting to see how it's going to play out the third season. Because now it's like him pretty much versus the two ladies on the team.
Yeah,
and pretty much everyone else, and they also bringing back A-Train. So it's like it's going to be like everyone against him, and I think it's going to affect them.
And I always thought that was odd that Homelander kicks out A-Train, right? But A-Train has a lot of dirt on Homelander, as far as I remember. Like they weren't running drugs together in season 1 and shit. I'm like, yo, like aren't you complicit in helping A-Train kill his girlfriend and everything?
I don't think they were running it together. I just think they had two separate goals because A-Train was just a fiend on the shit, but Homelander had his own like wide idea, like, okay, I'm gonna create these villains so that America can fall in love with us and feel need with us again, and I have my purpose and all stuff like that.
Yeah, he was trying to find a purpose.
Just a crackhead. Yeah.
And even with the girlfriend, like basically Homelander pressured him to kill the girlfriend,
right?
But he didn't force his hand. It was just kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna kill you, so you got to take her out. But either way, like he's an accomplice. He killed his own girlfriend, so it's. I mean, as much as he has dirt, he's got dirt on every single one of them as well. Because even if you look at Maeve, all he got to be like, you know what? Okay, Maeve, you know what? I want to openly say that Maeve allowed all these people on this plane to die with me and did not preserve life of any of them. Like, I'm real curious to see what he does in season 3. But are we going to bring up Soldier Boy at all?
Sure.
I don't know.
I was curious
Jensen,
because I don't know anything. I haven't read the comics, but I do know that Jensen Ackles is going to be Soldier Boy, the original.
He's back in Starlight in Stormfront days, isn't he? Like he was like the first superhero.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think when she was was it Liberty Light or whatever it's called?
Right. Yeah, Liberty Bell or whatever. All I will say is like they're definitely going a different direction because Soldier Boy's around, but he's like he has a few sex scenes and that's his most memorable shit. That's it. So
really. So he's not like a really big player like they're trying to build up in this. Interesting.
As far as I remember, Tyrone, you remember Soldier Boy being really like I remember Tech Knight a lot more than I remember Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I think like Soldier Boy was only mentioned when they were flashback, and if I remember correctly,
it's a lot of hero-gasm,
yeah. It was it's kind of like when they kind of yes.
He was the one that fucked you know who, and he was like, oh, I'm not gay, but I'm just experimenting. Like whatever. That was it. So I don't think that's
gay sex in season 3, everybody.
I do feel like in the comics, superheroes are like a bigger part of the overall world. In the comics, on the show, they seem rarer. In the comic, it seems like they're everywhere. Like for lack of a better word, they're like cockroaches. They're like everywhere. It's like thousands of superheroes. It's like, but here in the TV show, it feels like there's a lot rarer, and it's not too. They don't mention like in a comic, you can't go anywhere without seeing or hearing about a superhero. So, Soldier Boy, Homelander. Well,
I don't know if I wanted to hear that.
Right.
That's a spoiler, bro.
No,
I mean,
no.
it's a two-hand fold. Like I don't.
You can either wait for it or you don't wait for it, and it's a be surprised.
Wow.
Wow. Well, I saw it now. Wherever it was, I see it
Like
now.
I said,
I don't.
going that direction, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I don't want to know any direction. No
Yeah,
matter
I
what
don't want to
way
know.
they go.
Yeah, no. But so I don't know. I forgot my train of thought with that. I don't know what I was talking about now. Because I was like, is that correct? Someone I did want to bring up a question for someone in the chat. They did ask, what's your guys' favorite character or favorite episode from the season? What do you guys think?
Ooh. Mine is, I would say, favorite episode. Holy hell! It would probably be the mental scene episode where they're all in the experimentation. I don't know what it is, but the Love Sausage episode with everyone's there. My favorite character, it's torn between Homelander and Butch.
Thank you, Ken. Yeah.
So it's really tough. I think that would be my favorite episode, and then the season finale is a very, 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 very close second, just because of the ass whooping scene that makes everything just better for me. So yeah, it's a toss up between those two.
You do the man.
I'm trying to think of who my favorite character is. I'm gonna say Homelander just because they did so much with his character. But Butcher is a close second. They really gave them flushed out arcs in a lot of different ways. I think my favorite episode though is episode 5, because episode 4 at the end of it, Butcher had just basically got denied by his woman, and like he was ready to just cut his losses and just die. And Mother's Milk and Huey had to go and try to get him to change his mind about dying. And then, Black Noir jumped in, and then you got the reveal of Stormfront towards the end. But the one thing that I thought was crazy was the moment that Homelander almost sabotaged himself, and he went to the rally or whatever, trying to convince them. And the soldier was like, "You're not one of us." And I was like, yo, he's about to kill this man. And when he just lasered the whole crowd, I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, I just thought that was beautiful. That was so beautiful.
And that makes me feel like something's wrong with me, because sometimes I empathize and find myself rooting for like the bad guys for the wrong reasons. Like the whole rally, he was just like,
you guys are.
I was like, Homelander, zap his fucking head off. I'm like, shut up. That's probably not for me to root for, but I was like, shut up.
Because it's kind of like, the thing I loved about it is that as strong as Homelander is, as much as he can really do, his public persona is bigger than him. And he has to maintain that by any means necessary. And this was the one episode that he couldn't keep it in. And that was why Stormfront became his everything, because she preserved everything for him. She kept his foundations.
Because Homelander's a big man child. Like, he needs love. He needs affection, he needs attention. He needs that approval from people, from whatever it is. Because without that, he just feels like he's just nobody. That's why that constant need of control is always in like a forefront for him, because he needs it. He thrives off of it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why I love that scene when they did the contrast when Maeve was like, or else like, I released this. He's like, then I'll kill everybody. It's like, good. Because that way everyone can see what kind of monster you are, and they'll never love you again. And then he just immediately was like, ooh, and then you hear the chants, and I was like, yep.
My followers.
That's exactly how Stormfront.
Yeah.
That's exactly how Stormfront actually got control of him, because I think she was playing him the whole season. Like, first, she was like, first, what I got to do is I have to make him hate it, like make everyone hate him, and then I have to come in and be the person to save him and actually redeem him, because she was the person that turned everyone against him, and then she turns around like, oh wait, it was freaking soup terror or whatever they call it this season, and
she needed him to need her.
Yeah, so and she's like, look, I'm your hero, He's like, and then he's like, oh, you're right, you are my hero, you know. And then I'm also going to control you with my ladiness.
Right. You're my new Miranda. Give me your word. Right. Yep.
By the way, so I don't. For those of you, does everybody know exactly what she was saying in German when she?
No, but apparently they released it like that translation. I have no idea. I didn't read that. Yeah, I'll look at it.
So basically, she was just actually. Let me just bring it up, and I will read it verbatim for you. Do you feel like her turn at the end was kind of out of character, like the way she sort of handled the leaks was like she seemed so calm and collective most of the time, and then when those leaks happened, she just suddenly started going on a war path like that. Like, do you feel like out of character?
No, because she tried to keep it a secret, but now that her shit was out, she was like, oh shit, what do I do? Not panic, because she felt like she was about to lose everything that she just tried to build or fight for or whatnot. And now people are gonna be like, you're a crazy ass bitch. Like, we don't everything that you just spit to us was bullshit. Like you're you know who you say you are, like you're worse. So it was like, and that's why before the fight, she was saying, just rambling all those things. Oh, it's fine. They truly don't, feel that way. They just hate the word Nazi. It's fine. Like, I'll fix it. Like, she just went into full denial mode. And then it's like, let's get these hands. So that's pretty much where it was.
I think she lost control. Like, she's been maintaining control this entire time, and she's been a step ahead of everybody. And this was the first time she lost it. The only thing that I question is, if she's that old, how does she look like that? And I mean, I guess, I don't know. You guys probably know, but for the comic book people, but I'm just really curious to see, what does that really mean? Like, if she was one of the first ones and she really didn't age from the point that she got the injection.
She ages slowly. That's my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's just part of her thing. I don't think she just doesn't never age. I think, like you said, slow. That's just part of her gift, I guess. And plus, like I said, he was the first, so he probably had like the pure thing before everyone started like tampering with it and changing it up and improving or whatever. That's why they had so many studies of just shit going wrong, especially in like adults and things like that, because they tried tampering it and things just got diluted from that point to now.
And that makes up another point. Like, she had a kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Homelander, hold on, wait. So she had a kid, but the kid didn't have any powers that we know of. Yeah. But then Homelander's kid did. So, it could have been more interesting.
Well, it could have been a situation where she could have had the kid before she got the injection.
No, wait.
No,
I thought it was her. Was that her kid or her? Yeah, that was her daughter. Yeah,
that was her daughter.
Yeah.
Later on down the line.
Yeah, she could have had the kid before she had the injection, because she was married first, and then he gave her the injection. So she could have been pregnant, had the kid before she got the initial injection. Because she was like, oh, we fell in love. Then he gave me a child, and then he gave me the first successful V injection and all that good stuff.
And that would make sense why she's so obsessed with Homelander's child, because that's not what she was probably looking to try to actually make
have more kids, maybe.
That's crazy.
That is true, because there was a moment where she was looking at a baby, and I think in her mind, she might have become infertile after the injection or whatever. So, but the way I've seen it is like, essentially Stormfront, she's the Tuskegee sort of person, but Homelander is the super soldier, the Captain America serum.
Yeah, he's the perfection. Like, he's like, finally got it.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, I'm sure somewhere out there, I feel like the female is like the Hulk version of, or something like that, of the super soldier serum, like something like that. So what Stormfront said was, it was so beautiful how the three of us sat there in the shade of an apple tree. Do you remember the day Frederick Chloe's arms out of the car window? We found the perfect spot by the river in the shade of an apple tree. It was the first time Chloe ate fresh apples, and then she just keeps on repeating, was so happy. It was so wonderful. I wanted it to never end. And that was it.
Well, it ended, bitch. Die. That's what, like, the whole time she was saying, I was like, I don't care what you're saying, just die slow. That's like the whole time.
Speaking of death, I do have a question for you guys because I want to make sure I didn't see this. Didn't Stormfront break the female's neck?
Yeah. She like ripped it.
She broke her neck, and then she came back. So it makes it seem like the female doesn't die easy.
Oh, it's about Kamiko. I was like,
oh yeah. Because she broke her neck.
Yeah, because
I think that it was it season 1, like Black Noir, like legit, like disavowed her. Yeah. So I don't think she should die, to be honest.
Yeah. That's when she broke her neck. I was like, oh, she comes back. Okay.
She doesn't die. And
now I'm assuming that Rebecca actually died by Stormfront's hand, though, like, because Becca wasn't actually incinerated at all. So I feel like Ryan kind of gets a pass on this one. Like
I don't know. It's hard to say
because Becca wasn't charged at all.
Huh?
No, so like her neck, there was a part of her neck that was kind of like seared.
Right.
And I think that he didn't aim because he at her, but it kind of went past because he didn't even know what he was doing. Like he didn't even have any real control because Dagon Stormfront's arms and everyth's gone. Like he just let it all out. He never really did it.
That was like Omega beam. That's like
I think
it's kind of like the Zorro thing, basically, or like
I think it's kind of like the baby
Omega beam thing. Yeah.
Because it's kind of like the baby snake thing. Yeah. Because he can't like control his powers, so it's kind of like a baby snake. If a baby snake bites you, they just dump all their poison in you. They can't control
full amount of venom.
Yeah, so I think he just went at like level 15, and he only has 10 levels, so he went level 15. He just because I think he just
that was my thing. Is like her face. The rest of her body didn't look burnt or anything like that. She looked like she just had a gash that was leaking out. So
he wasn't aiming for her because, like, even though Stormfront was there, and because the same arm that she was choking her with was the same arm that got blown off. So if anything, that's like that ricochet could have been like boom, 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 pop right in the neck, and then now she's like, oh well, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm with Canada Graphs here. It's like I always thought it was a thing of like it was like just like somebody has a gun pointed at you kills this dude. Even if you shoot the guy holding the gun, that jerking point is still like I feel like Ryan stopped Stormfront, but it was still that initial jerk of getting lasered or whatever that Stormfront still went in for the kill. That's the way I
jerk because. If you blow your whole damn arm off, there's nothing to jerk. Like the whole thing is just integrated. Like, that's done.
But again, Stormfront still has half a second. Like it's gonna be a reflex or something. If she can take Homelander's focused laser tits,
But that's Homelander though. I think Ryan is so much stronger than him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is a Gohan situation with him. Like he because he is coming from birth from Compound V.
And he's pure.
I think he's very strong in it because I think it was it like second episode or third episode when he was like upset with Homelander and he pushed him, and I was like, he pushed Homelander. Like it wasn't like he tripped and fell. Like this man don't trip and fall for anything. He pushed him, and I was like, how much stronger is this kid, bro? Like I was like
his legs.
He's on that Gohan too.
He's gonna be it's wise Butcher or somebody keeps that kid straight because she's right. If she goes crazy,
let's go ahead and take some calls here. It's our favorite time. We're gonna take some calls and get it going. Let us know what you guys thought about the boys.
See what we get this time.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We're gonna see some more Winter Soldier comments.
Oh god.
Yeah, still Ryan hit which hit Becca. Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't think Ryan actually hit Becca at all. Like, I'm gonna have to bring that up right now. as we wait.
Because if it was Stormfront, I don't think she'd say like make sure it wasn't his fault. Because if it was Stormfront that just ripped my throat out, she'd be like, oh well, the bitch got me. Well, Butch.
Becca said,
but it's
make
still
sure he
but it's
knows.
still Ryan's fault for being the trigger point. Like, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's it's semantics type of
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he did. Yes.
He has a dead parent now. He can become Batman.
Right. His origin story is set up.
DC fanboy.
All right, DC fanboy in the house. What is up?
Hello, guys.
What's up?
Crew.
Hello.
First off, I would like to apologize for last time I came on. I let my DC fanboy get the best of me. I didn't mean what I said to Marvel. I apologize to Marvel. I love both of them. I just love DC a little bit more. So apologies. I didn't mean to pull a David Ayer. But that was before.
We're better now. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway. So
I think I remember that.
Oh yeah, that was
I do too.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask is what are your hopes for season 3? Because as you guys have been saying, like they don't seem like they're following the comics like a few storylines, but they seem to be going like different directions this time around. Like they want to do something new, so like it's not the same story and like you already know the beats. So what do you think they want to do different? Like what do you think they should do in season 3?
I think Huey is about to uncover some big ass shit. he's in the center of it. I think he's about to uncover a lot. He's about to be a lot more involved than he wants to be. I think he's a little too close to home now to where he can't. I think she's going to try to recruit him. I think there's going to be an attempt to recruit, I believe, for Huey. That's all I have for now to think of for Huey, because that's the only one that kind of has a setup for future things. Everybody else is kind of just scattered around and having their happiness. Huey's the only one in the thick of things right now. So yeah, that's what I think.
All right. How do you think the show's gonna end?
End? Like the series?
That's a lot to consider.
How do you think the last season's gonna go down?
Bro, I can't even presume to even think about where that's gonna go. I think that by the next 2 seasons, I think Voight is gonna get somebody in the White House. I think that they're gonna make their run for it because it's leading up to that. Like just what they were doing with Stormfront and the fact that Stan technically had her pocketed this whole entire time. Like he could have brought her in season 1, but he was like, "Oh well, Homelander's doing too much. I need you to kind of step in and reel him back in, get him a little bit under control." And so there's no telling, what other things that he's got in motion. So I think that eventually that's the next step. They're trying to run the country. Initially, they're like, we're functioning as a pharmaceutical company. That's it. But, to what end if, the president said, no, shut them down. I don't think they want anybody getting in their way or manipulating how anything's going to go. And so I think that Stan's got a really interesting plan. I'm really curious to see where that goes. But as far as the end of the series, I can't presume to know. I would assume at some point, some of the boys would later on have to use powers, but it goes contrary to what they believe. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't stay true to who they really are. Like Butcher, he would never, it would be like Homelander would have to tie him down and give him suit powers for him to get it. Like he hates suits that much that he would not want to become one. But daggone, if Butcher became a suit, everybody's dying. Everybody. Everybody's dying. It'd be bad.
I agree with you. I kind of do agree with you that Butch does hate suits, but I feel like he hates them so much that he would be almost willing to get abilities if he can kill them quicker. If he thinks it will help in his mission to get rid of Soups, I believe.
But do you think now
he'd have to kill himself after?
I think he'd eventually kill himself after the end of it. Yeah.
Do you think with this season, specifically with what he's learned about Starlight by being around Starlight, and now that his widow's son is basically a soup as well, you really think that he hates all soups?
all ones he doesn't know. So if it's somebody who shows a different, right? So it's like if I know you and I fuck with you, I'm like, okay, you did something. All right, cool, I rock with you. But he still hates those bastards. Like, but it's just like,
I think he has a short list. He has a short list. Kumiko,
like you have to have a personal
Starlight,
hand with him.
That's it. Yeah. You have to be in his inner circle, his inner circle.
Yeah, and we don't even know if he.
Cool.
We don't know if he internally really still hates the son for what the son did to his wife. I mean, regardless of the semantics behind it, like there's a part of him that probably looks at this kid like, you the last thing that's left of my wife, but you're also the thing that killed my wife or had a hand in it. Right. And I don't think that that's going to go away. You know what I'm saying? So
kind of like
I don't see him.
Tyrion and Tywin Lannister like that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Well, there you go.
I feel like the sun has to be the key to killing him, unless they were to find some kind of material, some kind of kryptonite for him, some kind of metal or something. I feel like the sun's the best way to go. And if you get him vulnerable enough, you'll definitely be able to catch him off guard. Because his biggest weakness is actually his humanity, or trying to get a humanity, trying to be human, but he can't because of the way he was raised.
Right.
So
I agree.
And also, do you think this is kind of me, but do you think that remember episode 4 when that whole arc, him in the cabin, and at the end he kills Doppelganger? Do you feel that arc was kind of useless? Because the way I saw it, when he killed him, it's a form of I don't need to be loved. I don't need people to tell me. I don't need Madeline.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna go haywire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, when he was at the
false start.
I thought that was for real. I thought he was actually gonna kill the protester. It wasn't gonna be a risen, because I feel that should have been how the series continued. He doesn't care anymore. He's gonna be even more unhinged. But it feels like he stayed the same, because at the end, that's how he basically got defeated for this season. His weakness of wanting to be loved. That's why he let Ryan go. So it kind of feels like a wasted arc for me.
I kind of think it feels like if he would have went ham like that, then at the end of the day, he would have been the big bad, and Stormfront would not have been. And so I think they needed him to come back so we can start hating Stormfront, which is what they wanted from us. I think.
I feel like part of that cabin thing would have been better worked in season 3, where you feel like Homelander needs that therapy because everything's being taken away from him like that. So I felt like this was just another way for him to show how much this motherfucker loves milk. I was like, that's true. It was weird, yeah, but it definitely, because every time, it was almost every episode, it was kind of how are they going to show how much this dude loves milk? It was too much after a while. So
you see, Aksan, that milk arc actually had a really deep meaning. You see, the first 4 episodes were when he was drinking milk, and it's because the milk represented Madeline, or his attachment to her, because that was the first time he drank, it was her breast milk, and so every other episode he's attached to her, so he's drinking milk to remind himself of her. But notice how after episode 4, when he kills represent Madeline, he doesn't drink milk anymore. There's no
he's actually drinking milk with, no, he's drinking milk with Ryan.
Yeah, at the end.
That ruined my whole thing. I know that ruined my whole thing, because I saw it.
I would say chicken is
making men's milk on the rooftop. So there you go.
Right? Could you imagine getting hit by that? What if that actually crashed through a building?
Oh my.
Getting killed by soup semen. That's
it's in my eye.
Oh my god!
Didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Right.
That's the first thing I thought about. What you talking? I was like, oh god.
I didn't think about that at all.
Right. That's got to land somewhere.
Yeah. Acid rain there. All right, DC Fanboy, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
All right, take care, guys. Can't wait for those Mandalorian reactions.
You know it.
Right,
thank you so much.
Take it easy, man.
Take care, all of you.
All right, dude. Later.
Okay, we got a lot of people queued up. We're gonna burn through. Canada Crabs.
Hey, man. How you been?
What's up, man? You're busy once again, getting all the photos that we're waiting for. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting there. A couple of shows just start tomorrow, so it'll get busy this week, hopefully.
Awesome.
I have a Legend set to go to tomorrow, and maybe a Flash one. We'll see.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Getting
Yeah,
a busy year, but
mainly
not
the
quite
boys
as
is
nice.
filming in Toronto, right? So
What's
you
that?
you're not able to cover the boys because
No,
they're
that's a Toronto show.
yeah.
I actually am tempted to go out there next year because I have family in Toronto, so I'm actually tempted to go out there and say like March or April just to see if I can find them. Because I mean, I'm loving the show. I mean, more than anything in the Arrowverse. So I'd love to at least go there and like get a set from the show. But that's a to be determined. I think a lot of things would have to change in the world for me to feel comfortable enough to go on a plane for just that.
I
Touche.
Yeah, so that was a crazy finale. I know Akasan's gonna roll his eyes a little bit at this just because he's already said how he feels about him, but I really want to see next season the Deep and Eagle of the Archer have a moment because they're both these like lost, been thrown to the side by the church. I need to see one of them get a redemption arc, and I think it'd be funny if it was Eagle gets it at the cost of Deep, just because of how A-Train got his redemption at the cost of the Deep. And I think that'd be hilarious because he's just constantly getting fucked over by somebody.
He was a punching bag the whole damn season. I feel bad for him. I'm like, damn. Like,
he's gonna punch you back every season though.
We were supposed to hate him from the beginning, but he's now just at a point he's just so pathetic that is he ever gonna get a win?
I'm like, why
would I want him to?
I don't know. Well, yeah, that's a long time. Throwback, sir. I agree. But it's I don't know. It's to the point where I'm starting to feel bad for him. It's like, bro, you are not catching no break. Like every second of the day is just you getting shit on and smashed. And then they brought in the Eddie the Eagle, the Archer, Eddie the Eagle, whatever the fuck his name is. Whatever. They brought him in for 2 seconds and then just dropped him. I said, hey, what do you think about this person? Yeah, he's a piece of shit. So I'm guessing in season 3 they're gonna, I guess utilize him a lot more. Because I'm not gonna lie, when he first came in and the way he was talking to Deep and doing the show, I was like, there's about to be some gay loving in this. Because I thought that's where it was going in the setup. I was like, all right, then go for it, I guess. But then he just disappeared.
And shit. Yeah.
Because he was too like, hey, Deep. Yeah, I was like, okay, well. This is going somewhere.
You want something from me?
It's kind of hard when I think about with the Deep. Like from the moment the first season, what he did, I could care less what happened to him. But like John said, like he just keeps on getting crapped on. And I did like the therapy episode. It was like episode 2 or 3, where he was kind of reconciling with himself about his guilds. I thought that was a really well done episode for his arc, but it's kind of like the old I hate to say this, the Super Friends. Yeah. What do you do with Aquaman? Yep. What do you do with the Deep at this point? Like, what can they use him to do? And I as a writer, or if I was in the writer's chair, I don't know. I really don't know what I would do with his character. And maybe he'd be better suited on the spinoff show, maybe. Because in terms of the way the narrative is going, it doesn't make sense to put him back on the 7. It doesn't make sense for him to help the boys. And if he is with, the Eagle Archer or whatever, I don't see that working in the time gap of the 3rd or 4th season. So it's kind of hard, man. I don't know. Like I get what you mean for a redemption story for him. I did like the 2 episodes for him, but the rest of the season he was just kind of really wasted. It was just a waste of space. So I don't know. It's kind of hard. I don't know how they would write that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's tough. I believe there's ways and opportunities to utilize him. Maybe he gets his own like rag and tag like losers crew and like goes like through. Maybe like who knows? Like
they do have that
uprising and
payback.
Right. So it's just like
they do have that.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Payback, like TV version of Payback, would make sense because it's like, or they called the Revengers or something like that. Yeah,
the Payback. Yeah, I think. Yeah, they could probably put him on like one of those like a loser team or something, or like rejects who couldn't make it to the 7, or who were booted from the 7. So
Yeah, I think they're going to do something because, I mean, they're not just going to throw away Chase Crawford. He's kind of a draw for certain demos. So they don't want to just throw away that actor. They're going to find a way to keep him in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, I don't know which ones of you have necessarily seen it, but have you ever seen the movie Death Proof?
Yes.
That fight scene at the end gave me it felt like that was where they got the idea from.
Stuntman Mike.
Yeah.
Plus Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite fights I've watched in a while.
And they straight Compton stomped her ass. They
did.
got on the ground. I was like,
and it was very realistic. Like none of them were like, those choreographed Arrowverse fight scenes. God. It was just regular, kicking people, just reacting fight.
Right.
And I really like the way they did that.
It was real. Right. Like I said, it was real.
And I don't have too much else to add, you guys, so I'll let other people get to it. And good to see you guys.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Likewise.
Make sure you guys follow Canada Graphs for all the behind-the-scenes stuff of the Arrowverse and whatever else they film in Vancouver. All right, here we go. Next one.
It was very polite of him, very Canadian of him.
Yeah, very. Yes. So we got Jonathan, Autobot, Jedi Mike, and then Sly Spy. That's the queue right now. If you guys are trying to call in, our queue is full, so we can only take a few at the time.
Let her know. Let her know that calls are happening.
Yeah. So who was that? It's Freed. The queue is free. Yeah, you can join in anytime.
Yo,
Jonathan, what's up?
Yo, how's it going, everyone?
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you talked about it, but I really like how the superheroes are also like actors, because a big part of the mid-season part was them filming that movie, The Dawn of the Seven. It was like a Justice League.
I don't even know how we looked over that. Yeah, that was great.
It was like a Justice League thing, because I remember Seth Rogen at the time that Batman v Superman came out. He was tweeting about how bad it was when he went to go see it in the movie theater. Yeah. He was one of those Martha people as well. That was making fun of the whole Martha thing as well from the Dawn of Justice.
Yeah.
So and
the
apparently
DCU, yes.
Yeah, the DCU, and I thought that was really funny how they just made the Joss Whedon joke as well during that.
My god,
the Joss rewrites.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes me really I just like how they're really self-aware and because it's obviously a superhero show, so they obviously know what stuff works and what stuff doesn't. They're making fun of the whole. I'm not sure if the Avengers Infinity War came out at the time, or if they were filming during it, but the whole girl shot from Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, that's true, because
I started with "Don't worry."
Well, I noticed a few people mentioning it in the comments. They're like, you see, that's how you do female empowerment and female blah blah blah. Take notes, Marvel. I'm like, what? Stomping out a Nazi? Okay, whatever. Yeah, I was like, I don't think at that time. It was like, come on now, it wasn't.
That's so dumb,
right?
That's a whole nother. I'm not gonna get into that.
Right?
I'm not going there either.
Yeah. I was like, but I did, the one thing I did like the most is the fact that I noticed season 1, they were really, really trying with the color grading, really trying to give a Zack Snyder sort of approach to everything. And I liked it for season 1, but I am glad that they started to bring in other homages from like the Avengers, and they had that kind of stuff in there, and that made it just as interesting. And specifically, still, I can be a Marvel fan and still make laugh at some of those jokes when they had these the CG stunt dudes coming out with these. That's
CG aliens.
Yeah. Oh, here come the aliens here, and then. From Heroes coming out playing the Coulson dude. It was great. Yeah, it was. I thought that was great how that whole thing was basically supposed to be the Avengers. Yeah.
Turned Iceman and Pyro.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. Yeah. Really good.
Yeah. That was really interesting to see, because you obviously don't see them I don't think I've ever seen enough superhero movie where the superheroes are also actors as well for movies. They act for themselves. Like you would think, like in a Batman, where like if Batman was in real life and he was really lucky, there will obviously be like stories about him. Like I think in the Dark Knight at the beginning, where there was like that Batman fanboy that that they were like dressing up as him as during the night.
What gives you the right?
Right.
Yeah, that was really fun. I also rewatched season 1 as well, and like at the finale, like Butcher's always fainting, or is that like a directly writing? Is that as like a deliberate choice, like to mirror like the end of each season, like Butcher always fainting and then waking up and seeing? Because at the end of season 1,
I get it. I mean, well, when you get hit by a bomb like that, like yeah, anybody be standing that well anymore. So yeah, and then and actually, whatever happened to the Vought baby that Butcher was using in season 1 to like laser people and shit?
I think
they brought that up in the commercial that the baby was still alive. I forget who had the baby though.
Okay.
You remember it was like a commercial that they brought up because it's like a fake Butcher.
Oh no, he's talking about the suit baby that Butcher was using, not Miranda's baby.
Right. He put him back. I don't know.
He put him back.
Voight got that kid. I was like,
yeah, somebody got him because the kid definitely survived. Miranda's kid survived, but the suit baby, I guess he's just chilling, incubating some more.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. All right, Jonathan, thank you so much.
Yeah,
man.
no problem.
Yeah.
Thanks. Keep going.
Hey, have a great one. Thank you so much.
Brother.
Later,
dude.
There you go. And Julian, thank you so much for the $10 here. Love your channel, Oxen.
Julian
and the Comics Plus crew. Go buy yourself some milk. Appreciate that. And Cody as well. I'm pretty sure that Billy and Soldier Boy are the start of Team Payback in the show. Okay. Okay. Billy and Soldier Boy. Interesting. That would be a weird
That's
mix.
interesting.
Yeah, that'd be a weird mix. Okay.
Yo, speaking of Marvel, how did y'all feel about what they did to the Daredevil character? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, you're talking about Blind Spot?
Bruh, look,
that was hilarious.
When she brought him in, it's like, this guy, like, he's blind, he can do all this, and like, I was like, okay, he's just gonna kill him. He didn't kill him, like, I was like, yo, that's the worst.
He has 2 cents.
Terrible thing.
I only have one question, right?
Tell it to me. That's awesome.
I was like, that's evil, bro. Like, that was some evil stuff.
I even love that Joker moment, that Joker call out moment he had gave me chills too. Ashley, look at me. I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right.
That was good, bro. Actually good. Yeah. No, that was actually really good. Yeah.
Poor Ashley.
No, Ashley. You know what? Shout outs to Ashley because I thought Ashley was one of
them. Her hair.
Season 1. Yeah. The way she just busted in the bathroom. She was like, what the fuck, Starlight?
She had a lot of balls moment in this season. She had her balls drop a few times. I'm like, okay, good. Yeah.
Shit she was going through in season 1 and season 2 was just so funny to me. So yeah, it was really
get the fuck out. Fuck you. Get out. I was like, oh my God.
It was good. And then actually, that was some real deal shit when she was talking to A-Train about like, okay, well, here's what we're gonna do. Basically, when they had the fake ass Marvel logo behind, I'm like, damn, how many people have been talked to like that? So,
or you get fired for breaking a rally clause with
right?
A fucking heart attack. I was like, oh my God.
All right, Autobot, what's up?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, just checking. So I just wanted to say, when you guys brought up the blind spot thing, when that scene first happened, I thought Homelander was just gonna rip off his mask and I was gonna turn out he wasn't blind.
No, they definitely thought of something worse. This is much worse.
That's the boys.
Yeah, much worse. Yeah.
Anyway, so I think one of my disappointments with this finale is I was kind of hoping maybe Butcher would keep the kid, because I mean, like you guys mentioned, that is the last party thing he has of Becca. But also, I was kind of interested to see what kind of dynamic they would have in the next season. I mean, I guess there's still a way they could do it at some point, but I don't know.
He can't.
I think the idea. Well, I think the idea is it was that particularly that episode where we saw him and his father together, straight out of Lord of the Rings and shit. That dude, like, I mean, he realized that he's no good for kids, and he's a bad influence, and he's only going to make this kid's life worse, and that in turn would destroy what's left of Becca. So
yeah, maybe, but still, at the
and
same
also
time,
redemption for Mallory's kids as well. I thought that was a nice little touch, is the fact that Mallory actually took away the kid.
Yeah.
The one thing she couldn't do for her own kids. Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm rewatching season 2 right now, and I just watched the episode like where he and his wife reunite, and he was saying, yeah, I'm not a good role model, but at the same time, I felt like when Becca said, you make sure he's safe, I felt like that was her trying to say like, hey, please take care of him, please, raise him or whatnot.
But I think that was his way of keeping him safe, because even though that's still in the moment, he's still very much still Butch. And like he said, it's like, even if I don't get rid of him now, like I'll find a way at some point. So until he's there to fully like accept, or like I'm sure he'll come in and out to be like, hey, what's going on, kid? You being a cunt? No? All right, cool. All right. And then like just kind of dip out, and it's like, and to take full responsibility, he's not there yet.
Yeah, of course. But you know what I mean? I just would have been I think it'll be again, I think there's still a way they could do it. I just think it would be interesting to see some kind of dynamic between the two. Maybe into the point where he even considers the kid his son, maybe. I don't know.
That'll be too fast of a jump.
My only concern about that is that's a bit cliche-ish. And like I was like, all right, look, yeah, you're biting the Justice League, you're biting Avengers. We don't need to bite off Logan. Like, bite off Logan right
Speaking
now.
of which, one thing I kind of hope we see in season 3 and maybe the spinoff is I'd like to see more of the Marvel knockoff characters. Like, in particular, I've heard, isn't there a Spider-Man one? Like, what's his name? Web Weaver?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what they would do with a character like that.
Get Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire cast as Web Weaver. There you go.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
By the way,
might be possible. Yeah, it might be possible. Yeah,
he's not doing anything.
Can we talk about Aaron Ashmore's last scene? I mean, he was on fire.
I see what you did there.
That was some Anakin and Revenge of the Sith level stuff.
It took me a minute. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, okay. I'm actually ashamed about how long that took me to catch, but okay. You're right. He was lit, man. He was lit. Yeah. It actually reminds me of, like, I just watched like episode 4, I think, last night, or when Starlight and the Deep were going to bust in those crooks or whatever, and then the vault people come in with the camera, and then Ashley is like, okay, hey, can you look at the camera and say this is lit? And then she didn't do it, and Ashley was like, Starlight, look at the camera, say it. That was good. Yeah, that was a terrible way to go out, but whatever. I guess you can't do much in eight episodes. So
yeah,
exactly. I agree.
Jesus pieced out, and then on top of that, I was laughing until Black North showed up, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna get a badass fight scene here. So
yeah,
and then he out like, oh, he had nuts in his mouth.
Yeah, peanut Alish.
Which is basically talking about how Starlight kept getting her ass whooped all damn season. I'm like, girl, can you learn how to fight already?
But she I mean, not like that well. She just fights rapists all the time, so that's about it.
And she's not like the most powerful of it. I think she's like one of the weaker.
Right. She can somewhat lift a car, but that's about it. Yeah.
Because Noir beat the brakes off her ass. And then Stormfront, even before Maeve came, was handling her too. I'm like, girl, I need you to learn how to fight. Because at least Kamiko was still like giving her those hands. Like she was hitting combos. She was doing everything.
Yeah, but the thing is, no, I mean, yeah, that's she like Iron Man. She be fighting like Iron Man. Like, yeah.
Even Iron Man threw punches and could fight. You know what that always pissed me off about? That's a whole other thing.
All right. Autobot, thank you so much, man.
No problem. See ya. Bye.
Okay, I'll say it now because I didn't want to get into his interrupted questions or anything. But that's the thing that always pissed me off about Iron Man in the movies. They did it somewhat, But in the comic books and everything, like Tony Stark is like trained and like he has like martial arts background. He's not like Batman, nothing. Like he knows how to fight. They never utilize that in the movies. I'm like, can we throw that a little bit? But whatever. That was just a little gripe. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jedi Mike, what is up? Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Oh,
Hey.
he has a face. The first face.
Yeah. Just want to shout out to you guys. I've been watching you guys since I was like in freaking middle school. So, and I'm in college now, graduating, class 2020.
Nice.
Congrats, brother.
Dude.
Still old, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, shout out to Giancarlo Esposito, the line he gave. I can't afford to lash out like an egomaniac. That's a white man's luxury.
Ooh.
I applauded that shit.
Smooth.
Like, that's one of my criticism with this show, and it's not really criticism just because how good he was. I think it's like he was too good. We can't have him like every episode. And like, nah, we can't. Like, no.
Every time, every scene he's in, he steals. I'm like, okay.
And even the line said, like, talking to, like, when Butcher was saying, you should look yourself in the mirror. Because that was everyone's question, like, wait a minute. So you're not okay with A-Train, but you're okay with Edgar? And he's like, look at history. When has ever been nothing but business?
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
and
this man needs to be Lex Luthor, and so I don't know what
he already is. He
needs to be the Lex Luthor.
He isn't Harley Quinn. Technically, he's already Lex Luthor, but yeah.
Right, and that's going to questions with his character. It's just like, what do you think they're gonna like? Or you think he's connected with the like pop head lady, like in some way?
Oh yeah, I definitely do.
For sure.
Like, because I think is like I was watching another like breakdown video, and I like talked to one of my friends about this, just how like I think that he's so methodical. You never see him out of control. Even when Compound V was released, like he even said, I got it situated, don't worry. And I'm just like, okay, even though he blamed like the lady from from first season, like, okay, cool. But I feel like we're gonna find out in season 3 because another person asked like, what's gonna be the ending of this show? And we all like read the comics, like it's kind of things are leading to more political, like in the White House. And I'm like, okay, so and like even like the last like scene was done like almost rallying up for like an election, party and stuff. So I'm just like, I don't know how many seasons they're gonna have of this. Hopefully more, but just terms of like what you think they're gonna go into terms of political route, and even in this time we're in right now, is like what more references you're gonna use of the world and applying to this show, because like I like with Stormfront in terms of much as like I know whether you're conservative or liberal, whatever, you have to admit, even as a liberal, like there are people who are exploiting us as black, these movements.
I'll say it. This season was sure Trump.
So, like, what was that?
I'll say it. This season was definitely Trump. Like this whole thing was Trump. The rally, the message, everything. Especially when him and Stormfront got together up in front of that flag.
Oh yeah.
Oops, they came in our country. They came in our country and they tried to take every Trump. The whole thing. I'll say it.
White genocide. What?
But what I will say at the same time, something that actually I enjoyed about the show, but at the same time I didn't, was the fact that it was a little too realistic, and like they weren't even being clever about it anymore. Like they were like legit calling out different things, even with Victoria Newman, when they basically bluntly made a reference to AOC from the whole dancing video, and I'm just like, all right, it's a little too much at times, where I prefer it to be a little more balanced, or a little more like look into it just a little bit more, or something like that. It was to that point where when Stormfront, it was so realistic to me when Stormfront was outed like that, before we knew how it was going to end up. Midway into reaction or midway into show, me and JJ, we were like, you know what? If it's going the way we think it's going to go, half of America is not even going to care that she's a racist.
Exactly. They don't like the word Nazi. A
good point. She's like, look, people think the same way. They just don't like the word Nazi on top of it. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, so that's true. So sometimes that was a little too depressing for me. So, yeah.
But even then, like the application they did with the church, like I I understand like certain like cults and stuff like that. Like I'm in Virginia and like and I'm Christian, so I just know like folks like
Sorry.
so like I'm Christian, so like I see those groups definitely exist, But one thing is like when A Train came in, like how way they used him this season, I thought was very good. Now I don't know if he doesn't have the heart condition anymore because he was running like
I've been wondering about that too. I'm like,
with the Fresca, was that some type of like Powerade, like some elixir or something, like that kind of like him. Oh yeah, my heart condition fine, whatever. I'm like, okay.
I just think it was just in the detox and the heart problems from it. I think just the more he kind of goes along, the better he'll kind of like recuperate and kind of get back to himself and stuff like that.
Really? So wait,
like
you guys
heroin addict.
are thinking he's actually getting better?
Yeah,
Like,
It's just like a detox, like heroin. Like just somebody takes drugs for long, their body and system is so fucked up because it's so used to taking it. But once they're off it, and they have that time to recuperate, they go through the withdrawals. It literally feels like having a heart attack. You're like you're just gonna die, like instantly. Like,
and he is a soup too, so
time to get that body fully flushed out, and then your body starts functioning again once it's out of your system.
I think it's more or less like the route of, like, for example, Eddie Guerrero or something. Like, you can kick it, you can stop your binges and shit, but it doesn't matter. You already did the time, and you're gonna have to pay for it with a shortened life. You shortened your life and such. So many, look at all the rock stars out there that are dying around 40 and 50 years old. That's because they party hard and when they were in their 20s.
I don't think he was doing it as long as like a rock star or something like that to do that. I don't think he's been on it for like years, just like V.
Yeah.
But it's just like I just think like he had his run and it was like, oh shit, this is great. I can run faster and everything. And then people are like, bro, like relax.
Initially I kind of thought that he had maybe like damaged his body to the point that like he just couldn't do it anymore. But gradually after the tunnel sequence when like Homelander was like, are you all right? I was kind of like, okay, or maybe he's starting to go through rehab, maybe starting to allow his body time. And I think that progressively, I think he will get back to, because otherwise there's no point of him. If his body is to the point it can't be there, then his character has no need to, move forward going with it. But I mean, Jedi might. Okay.
Well, I was just gonna say all the more reason why Homelander kicked him out. So
no, I kind of disagree.
I think that
Homelander kicked him out.
Because of Stormfront. Stormfront pushed to get him out because he's black. She didn't want him part of the team. So she and he
influenced Homelander to kick out
because Bot said that we want to keep Stormfront happy. Right. She's the most popular person. Right now. Like when he went to the church, he's like, oh, can we get him back? He's like, I can't promise that because right now Stormfront doesn't like him, and we know why. Yep. So we can't bring him back because we want to keep her happy. Because overall, she was more popular.
I get that on Vaught's side. I get that on Vaught's side, but I'm talking about the influence. When did Homelander even have that conversation about like, okay, let's kick out A?
Well, it wasn't the conversation.
He had a lot of conversations with her that we didn't see. So
okay. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's not Homelander's decision at the end of the day. As much as he says that this is his decision, it never really is, because if it was up his decision, Stormfront wouldn't even came in. Like, this is all Stan. Stan is
I get it.
It's like, this is what we're going to do. But I did want to comment on what Jedi Mikey said before. I had mentioned, I think eventually this is going to go towards like an election kind of situation. The writing's all the way on the wall, and I think that they would do themselves a disservice to not try to elude their voice, trying to get somebody on, the presidency, because they have control almost of everything with this Compound V. And now that, people are starting to, now that they have a successful birth, they're going to try to replicate that. And the implications behind that, if that becomes a natural thing over time, you need, somebody in your pocket like a president, because other countries are going to be like, wait, whoa, what's going on? So I think that that's definitely going to be a thing. And I think that's going to be very interesting to see how they platform that, how Stan kind of maneuvers that moving forward. Maybe not necessarily season 3, but maybe season 4. I think it's going to get that down that road for sure.
Yeah, because they need Compound V in the States, in the world, legally. Like, they don't need to bypass anything. They don't need to be shady. Like, they need the president to be like, here, you need this compound? Cool, stamp. Here, you need this bill? Cool, stamp. Yep. So it's like, that's what they need. So there's literally nobody to stop them. And that's why this girl, the senator now, this is literally the beginning steps of that whole entire thing for the future, setting up towards White House politics, all that. Because
Well,
she's
on that point, that's leading to where like Akasan was talking about with DC Sun in his video was like, what is the point where Homelander's gonna break? Because remember that scene where we thought it was a dream, what thought wasn't a dream, where he just lashed out to the military guy and the whole audience. We're like, oh shoot! I'm like, oh, it's about to go down now, but then it's like, oh, just in his head. But once he once he breaks, it's over. I mean, they're basically going to the end of the series. So it's like, I can't see him going to next season like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and let Maeve have that video up in her, yeah, I'm just gonna chill over here. Yeah, you took my son too. Okay, whatever. Yeah, okay, Stormfront's gone. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit up here. Like, nah, I'm not buying that. Like,
I agree.
I can't accept them buying another season of having a stalemate with the boys and the Seven. That just,
something's gonna happen, but we just don't know what. We haven't seen it fully yet. Homelander definitely needs allies in here, but we just don't know what it is yet. We shall see. All right, Jedi Mike, you have a YouTube channel or something?
No, dude, you're like the 8th person telling me I need to start it. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to get started.
I didn't say that, but no. But you do. You should. You have the setup there. It seems like you're ready to go.
Yeah,
Twitch?
No, I have Instagram, Jedi Mike. Yeah, I'm a graphic designer.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start practicing that by the end of the year, because I'm about to get ready to graduate, so I'm just focusing on that. I'm a double major engineering as well, so it got a bunch of classes and stuff I had to do. So, but yeah, once I'm done with that, I'm getting started on it. Yeah.
I will handle that, bro.
Okay.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for being a fan, and good luck with everything.
All right,
bro.
Later, man.
It is, brother.
So what John is basically saying, or I think Sam was saying, is that next season somebody in the office is gonna get a virus from Asia, and then they're gonna take Compound V and be magically better in a few days. It's gonna sell. It's gonna make a lot of money. We're gonna help a lot of folks out here.
Great people.
All right, Sly Spy.
Yo, what's good?
What's up, man?
Hey, what do you do, brother?
Hey, how you doing, bro? Season 2, a lot of people have been saying season 2 is better than the first one. In my opinion, I like it, but I feel like it was pretty even with the first one. I like the first one just about as much. My only criticism, and this was already brought up earlier, and it's a very small criticism, is that the references to politics and even to like social commentary on memes and all that shit, it did get a little bit distracting for me. I think if they took it out a touch, it would have been better. You know what I mean? But other than that, like, I was cool with it for the most part. But I rolled my eyes a couple times at the Zack Snyder stuff. I rolled my eyes at the SJW stuff. I rolled my eyes a couple times at some of the referential stuff. But one question I have for y'all: what do you think Ryan's the kid's name, right?
Yeah.
What do you think his role is going to be in season 3? Because from what I've been told, I haven't read the comics, but I've been told a little bit. What's that?
Don't say the comics.
No. I'm not saying shit. But I've been told a little bit about what happens in the comics with Ryan. Just stuff that definitely probably won't happen in the TV series. So I'm just curious to see, like, what do y'all think? Do you think he's gonna have a big role in season 3 or 4? Do you think he's gonna be some back pocket character that they're gonna use against Homelander, or what y'all think that's gonna be?
I think that the latter, what you just said, but I think that's gonna be towards more of the back portion of the season.
Yeah,
I think they will come in a time they have to use him against Homelander, because he's gonna remember all this, and he might be a little older depending how far they jump. I want him to be a little older, even though I think it'd be hilarious to see Homelander get his ass whipped by a kid. That'd be very funny. But,
I think it could do it, bro. He fucking killed Stormfront quick, kid. Oh man.
But it's like, I think
right burn
utilized for that. You'll see Butcher kind of go in and out of the season, gonna go see the kid, check up on him, things like that, until shit goes wrong. He's like, all right, we need the kid. And shit like that.
I have a theory about Ryan.
Hey, get the kid.
Because right now Ryan is the only natural born superhero that we know of.
Yeah.
Now, this is just my theory. I predict that I'm probably reaching that at some point he's gonna grow faster.
Oh,
Like,
that's a
I thought
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I never
thought that.
That's a good idea.
I think he might just grow faster because kind of like they're doing TV shows when they like advance a baby's age because you don't want like 4 seasons of a freaking baby.
You know, it would be interesting if we found out when he was born. Because if we find out when he was born, we could find out, has he been rapidly aging already?
Yeah,
because we don't know that. We don't know when he was born.
I mean, let's not forget, like, even when he was a goddamn fetus, he was tearing up Becca like legit, like coming out, like ready to come out already.
Yeah,
so
like,
it's very possible.
He did develop fat in the womb. It did say that. Yeah.
He's at that age where it's difficult to really tell that age could be anywhere between 10 and 14.
Right.
You know,
right.
Person,
That's
you know?
true. And I mean, the biggest thing is that. Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say, so you guys would want to see child Ryan, or like I personally kind of want to see teen Ryan already.
Teen Ryan.
I want to
That'd
see
be interesting.
Robin-ish, or like kind of the way Superman's handling his kid in the comics right now, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say that the reality is Ryan is Homelander's only kryptonite that we know of. That's it.
Right.
Like he's the only deterrent that emotionally and physically can counter him. So he definitely is going to play a role, if not the 4th season, maybe the back half of 3rd season in some way, shape, or form, because that is his emotional compromise as well as his physical one. And he knows it. Like, he knows how strong his son actually is. So, and I don't see him.
Well, I know he knows he's strong. I don't think he knows how strong though. I don't know if he thinks like, oh, this kid's strong.
He has to, because he knows what he was able to do to Stormfront by lasering her. Like, and look what he did to Stormfront. Like the writing's on the wall. Like he knows full well what the kid is capable of now. I think he assumed before, but I think he knows now. And I think that that's a dangerous thing, because at a certain point he might feel threatened behind that if he feels like he can't control this kid. But I don't know, man.
It's very possible though that Newman might be the big bad of season 3 though.
Maybe.
But halfway through. But I don't know if you can cover that in 8 episodes. AOC, the
got you.
head popper. Yeah.
Speaking of the exploding head thing, what do y'all make of the shaved head girl who was exploding people in the asylum? She got out.
What I thought it was.
That's still a hanging thread.
That is
yeah.
Which is why a lot of people, with this season, it was more of a building.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, I really thought it was going to be longer than 8 episodes. I don't know why. I guess I got informed improperly, but I thought it was going to be like 13 episodes for some reason. And then someone told me like the week before, yo, the finale's next week. I'm like, oh, what?
I didn't find out you're so fucking stupid. It's 8 episodes, man. Where'd you hear that shit?
I didn't look into it like that either. So
what's crazy? What's crazy is that we are assuming that she's the head popper. What if she has that girl with her? Like, what if we're assuming it's her and it wasn't even her? I'm just saying, like assuming that it's her because she was at that guy's house. She could have someone else doing it. So
we saw it in her eyes.
Yeah, we saw indication. Clear indication
that she was like glaze over.
Never mind. Yeah.
And like what's like AKA G was talking about, it's like if you notice in the flashback where Homelander lasered the crowd, Newman had her eyes locked on him. So
but can she do that to other soups? We don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like,
someone flashback though. That's like
someone as strong as like Homelander. Like, can you do that? We don't know the extent of that or the powers. Can she get Homelander or somebody that's strong?
I just thought it was like
I don't know,
aneurysm or something. I don't know why.
Because like Shockwave's nobody. Just fine, whatever. Like if Homelander like does his shit, it's like like this bitch is tickling my brain.
Here's my thing. I'm still trying to figure out how did she kill Homegirl in episode 1 or 2 that was talking to the boys, and then the first
time somewhere.
She was at a distance.
Yeah, she's probably tailing her.
She had been telling them. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all to service Stan, because Stan didn't want anybody to get close to any of the information or give it to. Because honestly, she could have killed the boys right then and there.
Right.
And she chose instead to kill the woman. So I don't know, bro. They got an end game going with that lady.
Like, she might be using them. She might be using them because we don't know that she's necessarily for Vault. You know, only thing we know,
Just assuming,
she could be using them as like you said, her end game.
Interesting.
Oh, speculation.
Cool. Sly Spy, man. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out Sly Spy over there on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch.
Lock and load with Sly Spy on the daily. He's playing some weird ass game.
Kingdom Come.
There you
Ain't
go.
a weird ass game.
It's not a weird ass game. Well,
it's one of them big sandbox RPGs. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate your parole officer and penitentiary letting you have on their internet signal. You locked up the pin over there.
You slick. If y'all seen what the chair I'm sitting on, you would even more so think I'm a fucking inmate right now. I'm sitting in a wooden chair right now, kid. I have no DX racer or nothing.
It's all right, you know. I saw you coming back and forth, waiting for your turn. It was all swolled up and everything. I'm like, oh, he's probably working out right now, just waiting to get online.
Fuck.
That's funny.
All right, man.
Peace out. Night, JVS. Good to see y'all again. I saw y'all a year ago, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude. I remember.
All right, man.
Have a good one,
bro. Peace out.
Keep doing your thing.
All right, this is the one John's been waiting for. I'm gonna have my finger on the trigger just in case, though. Here we go. Feds, what's up?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. All right.
Disappointed from the clickbait. Yeah.
Two things I wanted to mention. One regarding Homelander. Some of the writers were talking about how they want to make Homelander just they keep playing on the emotion of his son. Like his son is the contingency plan. Like if he ever loses his shit, his kid is there. But the thing is that I kind of hope that they don't stay with that. Like I kind of hope there is someone that is strong enough to put him down, because there's no way Edgar is just depending on the son. Because before the son was even born, what was the contingency plan? You know, from season 1, Stillwell mentioned that Homelander took atomic bombs and everything to the face, and he just deflected it without any like scratches on him. I don't know if what's her name, Victoria Newman, the Congresswoman. Yeah. I don't know. Like, we don't know the strength of her powers. Who knows if she tries to explode Homelander's head and all he gets is a nosebleed, or if Cindy tries to explode him and all he does is throw up. Like, we don't know exactly how strong it is. And the thing is, we don't know the limit of Homelander's powers. We know he wasn't strong enough to lift up a plane. We know he can't see through zinc, whatever that is, like a material.
I think the plane was bullshit, though.
The zinc?
No, the plane.
Not the plane.
Yeah.
Like, no, I would say physically that's because I've asked this question in season 1, and through the comments, most people agree that what happens, the Superman answer for that is it's Superman's aura that is projected around a plane, and that's why he can lift that shit. Because physically, that just wouldn't make sense. It does make sense why Homelander wouldn't be able to lift a plane like that, because he just doesn't have that sort of force, whatever. But yeah, anyways.
Aura? Come on.
Yeah. And I know one of the guys that you had on like a few minutes ago, he mentioned like how he wanted like more Marvel characters. We do know Soldier Boy is coming next season. Basically a legit like duplicate of Captain America, yeah. The thing is though, in the comics, he, from what like the writers have said, he might be like the complete opposite of Homelander, because Homelander is kind of like Superman and Captain America combined. Right. He's what America wants. He's, you know, USA and stuff like that.
He's not saying
well, the thing is that Well, the thing is that he stands for, you know, God bless America. He said it probably like 30 times throughout both seasons and stuff.
Even
That's why he always,
yeah.
exactly. And he always says to the military people, the doctors, like you guys are the real heroes and stuff. Even he said it in season 1 before he murdered those I guess they were terrorists in Afghanistan when he lasered all of them to death when all the soldiers out there were waiting. I don't know. I just like yeah, of course. I saw someone earlier joke about it. You know, like in Infinity War, the whole thing was like how Ant-Man can shrink down and get inside of Thanos and explode himself. They're trying to do that with Homelander because we have seen 2 suits that are small enough that could shrink an incredible amount and get, I guess, we don't know how big. We saw one of them at the Sage Grove Center. He was able to, I don't know. I guess
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys think like anyone, at least not, I mean, anyone we've seen so far can stop Homelander?
Well, from what I've seen, what it's really been is that Homelander's biggest weakness has already been exposed, and you know that's the main reason why we don't see the Homelander that we see in the comics and such, and we see more of a more docile Homelander, because the moment Homelander stops being the quote unquote good guy in the public eye, he's finished. He's done. Like, I don't see him going full-fledged villain that way. So his biggest thing is he likes being the number one guy. And the moment that that's taken away from him, like even when he was trying to pull a fake out stand about his contract and everything, I'm like, yeah, dude, you ain't Kobe Bryant. Don't start playing around acting like you're gonna jump to another team or something like that. Kobe did the same thing when he was negotiating with the Lakers, talking about how he's going to become a Clipper or whatever. And I'm like, no, Homelander, stop, please sit down, whatever. So yeah, I don't think it's a thing. I don't think it's necessarily a thing about stopping Homelander. If anything, I really do. The more and more we talk about this, I really feel like Homelander is going to be turned around into kind of this anti-hero type of deal in season 3 and go up against an even bigger threat. I feel. I don't know.
Yeah.
We might need a Thanos soon. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense that Stan would have to have some kind of deterrent outside of the sun. I mean, in hindsight, like, we don't know what other suits that he actually has. We don't know if he has something or a serum that's stronger than what Homelander actually is. So it is plausible that, you know, Stan is not afraid of Homelander in any way, shape, or form.
At all.
And there's a reason for that. So, I don't know. It's possible.
Yeah, I know.
And it's everybody's weakness.
I know in the season finale, when Billy was telling Butcher, or when Billy was telling Stan, I mean, when he said, "What happens if Stormfront?" Of course, she's a Nazi, so what happens if she kills Edgar? You know, because of his skin color. And he said, "What exactly do you have to stop her?" He cut the conversation very quick, which means I'm guessing he has something up his sleeve to stop any soup. You know.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows though? I don't know. It's an interesting theory, but I don't know if it's something that really needs to. I highly doubt it's going to be a how do you stop Homelander this year? I mean next season. I think it's going to be less about him for whatever reason. I just feel that's the way it's going to go, and it's going to be more about something else that hasn't been made quite evident yet. So I don't know.
I feel like that this show, like most superhero shows, there's always like a bad guy. But this show is all about what if we had a world full of superheroes? That doesn't mean we're going to have supervillains. We just have a world full of superheroes who can do whatever they want to do, and they're all not going to be good. So I don't. So I think for them to bring on a supervillain would kind of ruin the show, because the whole point is that there are no supervillains. We just have a world full of superheroes fighting no one. So they're getting bored because there's no guarantee. The supervillains are the superheroes on a lot of point. So that's why they were making up these suit terrorists, these supervillains that don't exist, because there are no supervillains really. There's no one saying I'm the Penguin, I'm the Joker. It's just like Vought made these people, so they're all superheroes. But unless they decide like we're gonna make supervillains, so we're gonna find people we know who are truly bad, and we're gonna give them powers so they have someone to fight. But then that's also kind of a dangerous thing. So they make someone that's equal to Homelander or worse than Homelander, and they truly are a bad person and don't care what anyone thinks about them. So
I mean, that could be Cindy's purpose, to be honest with you. She could be going around there ragging people up because, like, there's a hate for it, and she's evil, crazy ass, person. So she could be trying to find people that may have escaped with her, or just going along to find other soups to kind of spread any type of propaganda or her own personal feelings, things like that. I think that could be a good, interesting thing to go by if they were to go for that angle to use Cindy.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point. That's actually a very good point. Let's not forget about Cindy. Cindy might be the
for a reason.
if they're gonna pull things from different direction, Cindy might be the Antifa kind of answer to the political scale of things.
She could be the anti-7.
Right. So she could be that kind of thing. I don't know. That's a weird I don't know. Who's to say? Who's to say on that one? I mean, they could do the Tuskegee program and everything. You could have a bunch of blacks that were tested on early on in a whole nother part of Mississippi or whatever. They all break out. Who knows?
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in season 1 they mentioned that every city and state in the country has a soup.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, let's not forget the what was his name? Black Nubian.
I was what was his name? Nubian something.
Yeah, Nubian Prince or whatever. This dude, yeah, he looked like he I don't know. He looked like more of a porn star than a superhero, but yeah,
big black noir.
There you go. All right, well, Feeds, thank you so much, man. Thank you for calling in.
Yep, great talking to you guys.
Yeah, thank you, man. Peace.
Thank you. Hey, Ak, I probably got to dip out soon.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got some plans with my wife because today's my birthday, so she wants to.
Yeah, shit! Happy
birthday,
dude! Everybody, hit up Tyrone's links and wish him a happy birthday. Where can they find you, Tyrone, from the Blurred Live?
Well, my Instagram is Tyson Ball. Tyson, like Tyson and Ball.
Tyson Ball.
Yeah, Tyson Ball 14, the number 14. Yeah. Don't ask me why. I don't know why, but yeah, I think it's my gamer tag at one point. But yeah, so that's about it. I'm on Instagram, and
cool.
I have Twitter, but don't worry about it.
Are you keeping up? Are you keeping up with the Mandalorian, or do you watch that, or no?
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
All right, so I'll probably see. You'll probably be joining us, the rest of the Comics Plus crew on that one. So yeah, if we can do it on time here. So there you go. Sorry, we're gonna get that the JVS early press kit. He just laughs it off. All right, well, right on, Tyrone. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. All right, this was fun. I hope to do it again, and it's nice meeting you guys.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Take care,
man.
All right.
Enjoy it.
Next one. Okay, bye.
Peace. We got 3 more calls, and then we are done, guys. Maybe 3. All right, Kevin, welcome to the stream.
Yo.
Hey, what's going on?
Yo, I just wanted to just bring that up because JVS got the press. Did you binge all the 8 episodes in one go?
Yeah, I did. I actually had to go through them and already review them early, but I had to kind of keep it secret from everybody, including Akasan and John. But a lot of times with stuff like I'll get it and then I'll start doing reviews for it. Some stuff is like hard to digest.
Jealous right now, him licking his lips.
So like,
I'm not licking my lips. I'm biting them from trying to say some shit. Yeah.
I might do.
My ass is up here till 4 a.m. in the morning trying to get people together to watch this shit, and people are like, "Where's the reaction, Augustin? Where you fucking suck? Unsubscribed. You're a day late."
But it's hard too, Kevin, because I had to kind of give up reactions because of that. Because if I get it early, I can't just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna react to it and talk about it." Like I had to kind of give up reactions, but I was still able to do kind of cover. So some stuff, if it's too much, like I might do 3 episodes and wait a day, then do another 3 episodes like that. But yeah, I binged all the way through it. It was too good not to. It Yeah.
Did you hear about the people that were review bombing the season because they were releasing it on their weekly schedule? Like, what do you think? Do you prefer season 3 be weekly, or do you prefer
That's a good question, actually.
If you can binge it all 8 episodes in one go?
I think that if I had a choice, I wish they would have given it to me weekly like they do with Lovecraft for me. With Lovecraft, they give me the episode like one at a time.
Now he has Lovecraft early. Great.
Anyway, and I'm able to digest because the difference with season 1 and season 2, it's just so much going on with season 2. And when I binged it, like I actually had to go back through the episodes because there's just so much content. And like I think that there's something that could be missed if everybody got all of season 2. I think that's the reason why they split this up, because just so much, and they crammed it all into 8 episodes instead of kind of making it like 12 or 11. I think that did a disservice to a little bit of the content. So I'm glad they did like do a week to week with this season. First season, I get it was fine, but second season just had way too much content to try to binge all at once for anybody, in my personal opinion.
Oh no, give me all that at once.
No.
It was
John,
killing me.
you can't even get
man.
one episode up on time. What are you talking about? Like this dude crying every time on Twitter, like, oh God, YouTube, Amazon, you guys really screwed me this
like
week.
a bunch of bitches. I'm like, I went from fucking.
What you talking about? What you talking about? Getting 8 episodes up? Give them all to me at the same time.
Yeah,
you can't even get one episode up on time.
And then release them all out. I don't want to fucking wait. I had that video at 8 in the morning, and they had that shit drop at like 10 at night. I'm like, I would slap every single fucking person at YouTube.
I love personally with my particular schedule, I loved the fact that they were dropping them weekly like that, so I didn't have to worry about any bullshit ass YouTuber out there with the end of the boys season, the end of the boys episode explained, thumbnail with a red circle showing who's gonna die next episode. Find out, and I can't even. I'm barely through episode 1. Like that.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I am so glad they did.
I hate channels like that, to be honest with you. Like the shit
they get recommended to you as well. It's not like you can try and avoid them, but you can get recommended these.
Oh my God, you're not Kevin.
you
You're not
avoid that
even
shit.
joking. Yo, I don't even search for this shit, but because of the fact that I upload videos about the boys, and then I guess my channel gets major comments about the boys, then what the YouTube does, it's they literally like an hour after the video drops or an hour after the episode drops online, people are capturing the pivotal moments of the scene, and they'll be like, well, blah blah blah, oh, here's the scene where Homelander dies or some shit like that, and I didn't even get a chance to get ready to watch it yet.
Have you guys ever been spoiled by anything before you watch it, whether it's a movie or a TV show like Infinity War, or have you guys been spoiled on anything before, or have you guys been pretty lucky?
I have, not on a Avengers level, but I definitely have. More for TV
not on the
shows.
boys, but I don't know what it was, but it was something. When I saw it, I like punched myself in the face. So I like, it was just one of those things. I punched myself so hard in the face that I forgot what I was doing, and it obviously it worked because I can't even remember what it was that I saw. It was just one of those things. I was like, no!
Most shit that I was getting spoiled about and was pissing me off was The Walking Dead. That was the utmost shit I would get spoiled for, because minute those damn episodes dropped, everybody put dumb shit all in their fucking thumbnails with spoilers and deaths, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That was the thing that I was like, I'm gonna go homicidal. But that's the only thing I got spoiled on the most, was The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I have a bad story. It didn't happen to me, but my good friend Jarrell from Jarrell's Alexandria, he had been like staying away from all trailers or TV spots for the movie Split. And I saw it early, and like I told him, look, don't, because this is a really big twist at the end, and he's a huge Unbreakable fan. And like the day that he was supposed to go see it, another one of our friends, I'm not gonna name him because I ain't gonna throw shade, he put in the thumbnail, "This is the Unbreakable sequel." Like it literally was captioned up there, and like my man was pissed. He called him up like, "Bro, how you gonna do that?" And it just broke him. You know what I'm saying? And that happens all the time because you want to be quick to talk about it, and you put it in the thumbnail, but after that, you can't sacrifice anybody else. But it happens, man, unfortunately.
I think the worst one for me was when I was just talking about Avengers Endgame, about how it was sold out or something like that. I couldn't buy tickets or whatever, but somebody in the comments was like, "Hey, Akasan, don't worry, it's already out here in India or something like that." Or something like that. No, it didn't even come out yet. But that's when, like, remember that prince that got the Avengers? Like, there was a prince and he was streaming it or something like that, right? And that was like the first official leak. But I remember somebody was commenting and shit, and they were like, I heard something. He was like, what did he say? He was like, "Oh yeah, I think a certain American will be able to lift Mjolnir. Just a theory." He.
Yeah, I'm so glad I was spoiled on that.
I went on social media blackout.
I was trying, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Just a theory. And I forgot about it. But the moment I saw that hammer rise up, I'm like, "Oh fuck!" Like
I didn't even watch a trailer. Like I was like, "Nope, endgame blackout for everything. I am good." So thankfully, I didn't get spoiled on anything.
And that's another thing with these. Like, I don't even watch for like The Boys or anything. I don't even watch the trailer. Like, I'll watch the first trailer just to get me hyped or whatever. But a trailer for every episode, no way. Like even even like the first scene, the beginning scene of or the opening scene of The Boys season 2 trailer showed Homelander floating down with the crimson face, right? Like that was the first.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing.
I didn't watch that.
Okay, yeah. But that was just, you were like, "Yo, what the fuck happened?" And so it was so pinnacle that I didn't forget it. And I'm like, wait a second, that one scene from that trailer we haven't seen yet at all. Somebody's gonna die, but it didn't really.
I'm not sure if you guys knew, but they were releasing weekly trailers as well, because I think on Amazon they do like an after show with that Aisha Tyler Bright, and then you get recommended those trailers on YouTube as well for the weekly episodes. So
no, thank you.
Yeah, those are pretty crazy as well.
I mean, the best thing I can recommend for everybody is when you see stuff like that, you just tell YouTube, "Don't recommend me this kind of stuff," and then YouTube's supposed to hit you up and help you out, but they'll also spam you with 20-something sexy women in the comments. So,
oh my gosh, you've been getting that too?
Oh yeah,
like, non-stop, and I was just like,
"Well, I don't care."
It's like, what is this?
I'm just like, is it helping my algorithm? Then I'll keep it. If not, I'm like, yeah, that's all I care. I'm like, yeah.
All right.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Well, Akasan, if you can get Taro and Magnus to react to The Boys on YouTube or his Patreon, that'd be great. All right, see you guys later.
All right, Kevin.
Later,
man.
Later, man. Yeah. Tyrone gonna have to do something for me first, man. Hey, Tyrone, can you react to this on Patreon? It helps me out in no way, but the people want it. Like, yeah, nah, man. If Tyrone wants to react to it, he'll react to it. Yeah.
The worst channel that was doing all that spoiling shit and thumbnails and all that. Remember that channel? It's still going on, I believe. News Rockstars, Nerd Rockstars, whatever the fuck they're called. Oh, whatever. Apparently they're a big thing that they break down movie trailers, they break down movies itself. But like every time something drops, even before the episode or movie drops, like a day before, they're posting up videos of, such and such, the ending of fucking Endgame. Yeah. I'm like, what are you? And I have all in the thumbnails. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? He has like New Rockstars or something like that.
I don't even.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. They're like 2 million deep. Yeah, they be putting a whole bunch of thumbnails. I think I actually just recommended them because of that.
I did. I was like, don't show me anything from them. Pop up all the time. But yeah.
I mean, the best thing I ever did was, like, for example, the Last of Us. I put because sometimes it is really hard for you to, like, you really got to play that situation because, for example, like if you just use an image, like you don't want to show anything, but if you show an image of like Homelander, like just like that, it's not really indicative of what scene people are trying to look for like that. So it's really hard to like balance the two of like what spoils something and then what is going to make people pass up everything. And so you got to be really careful on how you play that, and or you just kind of get creative. Like with The Last of Us, I put a picture of somebody golfing and then I put Joe's head on top of that golfer. And I'm like, okay. But I knew that also killed my view. If I actually put the actual scene or even close to the actual scene, that would have I would have gotten more views out of that. So it's really a hard call to make sometimes. So yeah, it is what it is. All right, let's we got 2 more to go here. Am I pronouncing this right? Las Vicious. Las Vicious.
Close enough. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Ah, great. First of all, I want to say I absolutely love your hair.
Whose?
Yours, Akasan.
Okay. Just making sure, you know, just making sure.
Right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
One of them barely has hair, and the other has it covered up. So anyway.
Right on, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, myself included, but I know a number of people have found the season 2 finale for The Boys a little bit lacking, especially compared to the rest of the season. Just, I mean, and I guess they did kind of set the bar a little high, like all the crazy shit that they did.
Yeah, they did.
But one particularly disappointing moment, and I think I put this in the comments earlier, was Stormfront versus Starlight, where I think a lot of people were kind of expecting Starlight to like use the electricity that Stormfront was generating and turn it against her.
That is true.
Interesting. Jedi and shit. I am a Jedi. Some bullshit like that. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah. But
yeah.
And
well, I mean,
also,
I was just going to say one thing that sometimes disappoints me about The Boys, but I know because they don't want to go too deep into it, is they never really explain in depth everybody's powers and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And I really wish they sometimes would, because that's sometimes the fascination of some of these superheroes, especially on the DC side, is the fact that no, Flash can outrun the Speed Force, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, you can just be talking about them a lot, you know. The Deep or Aquaman can talk about blah, 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 like that. So it is a little disappointing. We don't really have that with those details yet. But yeah, that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah. I know even with like Starlight's powers, I don't think that there was ever really any kind of explanation as to exactly what she was doing until this season, where she came out and said, "Oh, I need electricity to do this." Like, oh shit, okay.
I didn't know she was draining shit. I just thought every time she used it, shit went out. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But
that is a good point. Yeah, I mean, she can blind people and everything, but it's like, yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Huh. I never even thought about that.
I mean, and then, you know, especially, he makes a really good point here is the fact that it's like, yo, like when Stormfront was showing up, a lot of people were making comparisons to, she got this Sith type thing going on, and like she looked like she using some force powers or dark force, Sith powers, draining motherfuckers and shit. And yeah, that would have been kind of a cool little showdown to see something like that. But then at the same time, it's kind of like Starlight wouldn't have been able to hold her own anyways. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Nope.
It's a hard tell, because I wasn't until like the second season that I realized that most of the Soup's skin was almost impenetrable. I didn't even take in that consideration until when I think they did something with Starlight. He's like, look, it's gonna take me a few seconds to do this, and then it's just gonna heal back up. And I didn't even take that into consideration. But I think that because Starlight is a younger Soup than Stormfront was gonna have the edge anyway. But to your point, like, she could have just used the electricity against her. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think they just really wanted to set up that, female stomp down. I think that's really what they really wanted to do.
Girls get it done.
But Starlight really hasn't been, in my opinion, utilizing her powers well.
Nope.
Like she's been more getting in fist fights than using her actual powers.
Oh, absolutely.
And the last season, she was using her powers a lot. This season, she's been getting in fist fights. So I don't know. I think there's a reason why they're doing that.
AK does a point. They did say that Frenchie said that when they was doing their suit up scene, that it was plasma beams versus the electricity.
Well, so so I actually had a long conversation about this on Reddit. Plasma is like highly electrically conductive, and it actually has a charge of its own. So what she seems to be using plasma to generate and control electricity.
Say what?
So I mean, he just dropped the mic on us, but
Right. I'm listening to you, brother. That you know what you're talking about. So I'm just gonna nod and agree.
I'm just gonna nod and agree on that one.
So plasma, like, because when I think plasma, I think DNA and shit like that. So like,
I mean that's one thing, but on a physics level, it's basically a charged gas. And actually, one thing from what I recall from school, like lightning is partially ionized plasma. So I mean, electricity and plasma kind of just go hand in hand.
What did you study in school?
Oh, well, I'm an anthropology major now, but
gotcha. I was like,
I don't know. I always thought that was weird though, that Starlight also got fucking stabbed in the eye. Like she literally could deflect bullets, but somehow Becca was that good that she could stab a motherfucker in the eye like that. I was like,
what was that? Just like the one spot she wasn't bulletproof and just like ding, like this bitch.
She was able to just somehow figure that out. Like I was like, okay.
I think she took a chance. She was like, "This is my son. I have nothing."
I think she was like, "That's the only chance I got with this one." But again, that goes back to what we were talking about. We don't know the limitations of their weaknesses. Like, it's just kind of unraveling as itself. But like, does every single suit are their eyes invulnerable?
I think Homelander's eyes are probably the only one that's like nothing's gonna happen if you shoot him in the eyeball. I think you're gonna have like a Superman Returns moment. I think just because just they set him up to be so godly and perfect in every way.
Because we've never seen Homelander bruised or bloodied. He's been covered in blood, but never his own blood. Like, like I don't know. I mean, they could try to pull a translucent and shove something up his ass or something. I don't know, but I don't know. He might be able to clinch that shit off as well. Bow, bow, bow. Speaking of plasma, yeah. I'm just saying. Wakanda forever.
Put the plasma in his ass.
I'm telling. Maybe that's where Soldier Boy comes in, guys. That's where
Oh my god!
All right, Lavicious. Thank you so much, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you for calling in and schooling us science style.
Yeah.
Right. You're welcome. Love your shit, by the way. Au revoir.
Mahalo, baby. Here you go. All right, man. Later. Cool. All right, this is it. The last one, guys, and we are out of here. Long-time caller, Ginger is on.
Spice?
No.
Oh.
Hi, Ginger.
Oh, I remember.
How are you?
We're doing great. How's your connection today? Sounding good? You were kind of coming in and out, like connecting and disconnecting previously.
That's no good. Hold on.
No,
Can you
but
hear me now?
Yeah, we're good. We're great.
Is it?
How you doing? Did you? You're doing. You're sounding great. Did you enjoy The Boys? Do you watch The Boys?
Oh, of course.
There you go. Ginger's connection was coming in and out like the entire time, just back and forth. We'll see what's up. What's up, John?
I remember Ginger from last time. I forget what we were talking about, but she was there last time.
Yeah, we're making it happen.
I remember a lot from that stream.
By the way, before I forget, are you guys playing Among Us?
No.
I thought you downloaded it.
No, I don't have a computer like that, like this.
You can play it on your phone.
But can I do it on the phone like everyone does it? Like be synced up on a stream gameplay type shit?
Yes.
How the fuck do I do that?
Get Discord and play it on your iPad or your phone or whatever, like that. You're good to go, basically.
Wait, how much does it cost?
It's free.
Oh shoot, I'm downloading
Because
right now.
there you go. Because I'm recruiting a team here. So this just a heads up, guys. In a few days, I believe Thursday night American time, we're going to be teaming up with Blind Wave. Yep, that's it.
Oh,
the normies.
I got it.
Blind Wave, the normies, Failwell. We're getting all the reactors together, and we're going to be having a nice little stream of Among Us. So I could use some more people on the Comics Plus side. So
okay, so I'm doing it on my phone, and you'll be able to see it on your end through your computer and all that streaming.
We don't need to see your stuff, but we like it's all multiplayer type of thing. So we'll just see your player moving around and shit.
Okay, but don't you need us to talk too, or no?
You use through Discord. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some schooling in Discord. I feel old.
Yeah.
All right,
Discord never like.
We'll help you out. We'll help you out. The next stream I have, but I gotta get that booty hole checked tomorrow. So, all right, Ginger, let me see if this works this time. Hello, Ginger.
Hello.
Ginger.
Hi. Hello. Okay.
Okay, I'm back, right?
You're back. All right. Before you cut out again, did you have a particular question?
Yes, I did. So I'm sorry, I'm a little tipsy today, so I hung up by accident.
I'm jealous.
It's all good.
Yeah, I drank a little too much of the Corona. My question is to you, Kai. Do you think I will have two questions? One, do you think that Starlight will use her powers more in the next season? Because I feel like she was sort of downgraded. And then the second question is, if the show keeps going on with the intense political messages, do you find yourself canceling it at all? Those are my two questions.
That's a good question. Okay. So the first one, Starlight. I definitely hope now that Starlight is in a better position at Vought and with the 7, I hope she makes use of what's going on, like the facilities there. We know that Queen Maeve was training there on the daily. I hope her and Queen Maeve can become a huge team and really get together and they kind of work off of each other. That would be great. And let's not forget that if Black ever wakes up, he's gonna be remember that ass whooping he got and who tried to kill him. So hopefully. But so that's a whole nother thing. But I definitely think Starlight needs some improving and hopefully a little more hand-to-hand combat, but projectile powers, so to speak. So because so far the best we ever saw of her powers was when she was trying to take out A-Train. I don't even know if she got A-Train on that one, that season 1. Like, I think gave him a heart attack, or was it Huey that gave him a heart attack? I don't remember that one.
Heart attack because of the V.
Yeah, the V he went too far. He was trying to go at her, and it just pushed his body too hard. I think.
Okay, because he ran faster than light, which goes back to that whole theory that I don't think he's good for the 7. Yeah, I like that. And then anything you guys want to say about Starlight at all?
Yeah, I know. I completely agree with you. They have to make better usage of her ability. And I mean, I think now that they've kind of like gotten her from underneath the thumb of Vought, so to speak, they can do more with her. But there's always going to be that connection with Huey. So they could either one, I don't know. I worry about it because they might end up taking Starlight out of the whole picture altogether. But I'm thinking they at least will her powers more. At least in the 3rd season, but I don't know to what capacity, because Homelander is not going to just take what Maeve's doing. Like, he's just not. And anybody that's working with her is either dead or going to be compromised. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It never just stops at 1 with Homelander, ever.
No.
All right, and then the second question about the political atmosphere, like I don't think I would ever cancel the show, but if it got to if it was just way too blatant, like what's been happening with the CW shows, like if we started having episodes about gun control and it's like just way too much in your face, then it's like it's that'd be a problem. I can agree if you're on if you're too far to the right, it's sometimes it makes things a little bit enjoyable, but at the same time you probably shouldn't be supporting Nazis to begin with. So
very true.
Like and then because nobody complained, or I hope nobody complained season 1 when Huey was telling these pastors to drop all this gay hating shit and to pray the gay away. And there was something about impure I know it was like impure thoughts fly straight, and there's a picture of Homelander, and it was like and how you're going to hell if you're picking a different religion. They spoke out against that, and I thought that was really cool. So but I'm glad that they handle that stuff, but I also think that when they make it too blatant again with the AOC type congresswoman, I'm like, all right, if you start bringing in a Trumpish character in there, or even a vice president that they put a fly on his head or something like that, it's just going to be a little too much like that. It's a little too much. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
In terms of, I don't know. I don't think I personally wouldn't cancel. I think they know how to not masterfully, but blend the two things together really well. It's enough to get the message across, and they do it in a commentative way that's enjoyable, where it doesn't feel like it's hammering. It's just being real. When that's too much, then it's well, maybe you need to have the discussion yourself. You need to think about it, because it's not hammering, but at the same time, it's not shying away. And it's using the world that we're that they're giving us to segue important issues and things and thematics that's really going on in the world. So I think they have a really good way of balancing it. So I don't think I'll cancel it, because I don't think they'll lose that grasp of it. I think they know how to tread that line. But if every word is hammering or preaching something crazy, then I'm okay, now you're just losing the show itself, and I don't think they'll compromise that for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not like a Supergirl situation where you're on primetime, WB network that everybody can see. You are on a streaming service that really doesn't have that many limitations and has a lot of well-versed shows from every shape or corner. I think that you do run the risk of alienating certain people if you start hammering down certain things too much without really going on both sides of it. I think it just depends. I mean, I don't know about cancellation in any way, shape, or form of the show, but I do think that there's a possibility that you could alienate a demographic of people if taken the wrong way.
It's fine.
It's possible. It's possible. But I think the show is in good hands. I'm not really worried that that's going to happen, because if they could pull off Stormfront, the Nazi, minority hater, and at the same as that time, have somebody like Butcher who is racist to soups, and I mean, I think that they can do it. I think that they have the ability of doing it. They just need to be careful and tread lightly with how they're going to do it.
Yeah, it's just similar to, in a sense of, not similar in terms of theme, but just using such a serious and real subject through a superhero plot line, but keeping it through it. It's just like Watchmen dealt with tons of real shit and uncomfortable shit, but they handled it beautifully through the narrative that they created while still being very real.
Right.
That's the next thing. Dr. Manhattan shows up in The Boys.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
I said, well.
There you go. Ginger, thank you for calling.
So,
appreciate it.
No, yeah. I was sorry. I drank a little too much. I just wanted to say, Akasan, thank you for all the inspiration you've given to all of us on YouTube. We love you so much. And during these times, it's important.
Hey, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. Take care. Okay.
Peace out, James.
Bye.
Sure.
All right. There you go. There you go. We're done. We survived the 3 hours there. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad.
Yes.
Yes. Do you think they're gonna have what sexy Megan here? All right. Megan D. Do y'all think they will add time travel to the show somehow?
What? No.
I'm sure we're gonna get more flashbacks back in time. Yeah, we're definitely getting a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely not. They do time travel
because of Soldier Boy. That's probably why she's bringing that up. Because Soldier Boy was in the past, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about it.
I hope not. That'll be so left field and random for that show. But like, okay, now this is a little too much. I don't believe it. But but yeah. I think that'll be
John, we gotta get you some posters, by the way.
Yeah.
Think about it. We gotta get you some sort of like poster or something in the back. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's on a bear, not a
like how Captain America was frozen or something like that. They could pull the same thing with Soldier Boy. Like he was frozen by Voight and kept to preserve for what's up? He's back.
Hey.
Well, yeah, she's talking to her friend on the phone in America, so I thought I'd hop on and close it out with you guys.
Oh, that sounds like that was a quick celebration. I was like,
no. He got his steak and he got okay.
We know where that's going.
Time travel. That's going too far. I wouldn't do time travel at all.
Yeah, not at all. I think that'll be completely just dumb. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Nah, I don't think so. Yeah. Well, good. So yeah, we're wrapping up for this one, guys. As always, thank you for. It's always good to have something to talk about. I remember when people thought the Ghost of Tsushima was going to be the big discussion topic. I'm like, no, nope, not after The Last of Us. John, what are you working on now on your channel?
So right now, I am in the middle of The Haunting of Bly Manor, which is quite interesting. I like it so far. So I just released the first 2 episodes today. Next 2 will be up Wednesday. And I'm continuing my greatest trailers of all time. So be on the lookout for that this week as well.
Are you doing it chronologically?
No, so there's no numeric, kind of order or anything. It's just all at random. So there's not going to be any priority over the other.
Okay. So your top point thing, right?
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah. So just go random, giving everything.
Okay. Sounds good. Sorry. Sam, what's up?
Sam, it's your man. Tyrone's okay.
Right.
Yeah, he on the run. My dude's on the run again. He's like,
he dipped out. I don't know where he went, but
Homelander, save me.
Right.
Nice.
That was hilarious.
I'm going through Anime Week. So Anime Week, I'm basically releasing maybe 3 or 4 episodes per day of shows that nobody knew I was watching. I'm just dropping a whole bunch of different reviews for different first anime. I'm also dealing with a lot of virtual film festivals. So I've been watching a lot of movies that haven't come out yet and reviewing them and discussing them. The last one I did was the Welcome to Bloomhouse that's on Amazon Prime. And then the next one is going to be this Middleburg in Virginia. They got like a film festival. It's got like a lot of really good up and coming films. So I've just been really busy, man, with a lot of different reviews. So definitely go and check out Team JVS if you want to go and see what new movie reviews we got coming up. It's a lot of movie reviews, a lot of TV show reviews, and a lot of interviews as well down the pipeline.
Interesting.
Yeah. If you're checking out anime, dude, check out Ninja Scroll, the movie. It's fucking amazing.
Bruh, it's been years since I've seen that joint.
Oh, okay.
Years.
Movie to this day is so amazing.
20-something years. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go through Evangelion because I've never seen it. So I'm gonna try to check out Evangelion.
Cool. Let me help you first and foremost. It's Evangelion, but yeah, just
it's Evangelion. That's how you spell it or pronounce it.
Well, you pronounce Evangelion. Yeah.
Okay.
I know you're thinking about like the English way of saying it, but it's like Evangelion.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. But you're thinking about evangelical, right? But you would say Evangelion.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did you see the break-in IGN news about Homelander?
Wait, what?
Homelander, IGN just released about 12 hours ago now. Homelander is set to become a homicidal maniac in The Boys season 3.
Homelander
on IGN just dropped it.
Man, I don't trust IGN. Never mind, I shouldn't have said that up here. I probably shouldn't have said that up here.
I need a link. Somebody give me a link in the chat. Yeah, Homelander.
I'm looking for it.
Right, where do you find that?
Wait, is this on Twitter or just on their page?
Oh, Twitter. Sorry.
Oh,
I see it. Okay, I see it. To the internet. There you go. Suntory time. Damn.
I can't read that.
Okay, got it. Okay. Wow. Okay. Is this new? Yeah. Wow. They even interviewed him in Japanese on this one. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. So we're getting.
These are 2 words Eric has said to me about season 3. The description Homelander. 2 words: homicidal maniac. That's all I know.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay.
That gets me excited.
That makes sense.
Maniacs, yeah.
Right.
All right. And Tyrone, what you got working on? What you working on?
I'm just still working on my MBA.
Okay.
I'm just still working on my MBA right now. So when I'm not, well,
what was that? Black man running? What? Mr. Black man running?
The Black man running. No, I'm still working on my MBA, but I'm still working on that book I told you I was working on. So whenever I have time, writing that.
Okay.
So yeah, other than that, just chilling. But I need to be more productive, so I do want to actually get more active with Blurred Lines, get some more episodes up.
We got to get some more podcasts up. Somebody was already asking about that. Like they want more of the comic talk, more of the everything talk and everything. So I got you. And as far as I'm concerned, you guys know the deal. Got 1, 2, 3 new cameras. Finally got the clarity a little bit better in the gaming room. Twitch. Like I said, we have a huge Among Us collaboration coming up on Thursday. Your guys' Thursday night. If you're in America, on Wednesday, Callie, myself, and DC Sun, I think we're going to try to do a bad lip reading or bad script reading live on Twitch. Star Wars, and then, of course, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. The YouTube edit is finally coming to YouTube. I already had to take something out from YouTube because it was too much. So
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it should be fun for those of you that don't have it on Patreon. And I'm sure there's some other cool things coming up in the near future. Oh shit, tomorrow, Oculus Rift, if it doesn't arrive today, Oculus Quest 2 is arriving. So it might take some time, but I'll be doing some stuff after I get that colonoscopy, booty hole.
You won't even remember it. It's like 2 seconds. They go to sleep.
Really?
Right back up.
Yeah, they put you to sleep for it. Yeah.
Wait, what? They put you to sleep? They said they're not putting me to sleep.
Oh, if it's Japan, if it's Japan, they're not going to put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Ah, dang.
I didn't want to be because that shit fucking petrifies me. But they did it. And they just put all I remember. Literally, they put the fucking needle in. They was like, okay, I start feeling tired. I immediately started feeling tired. Don't remember shit, and I just woke up like.
Yeah, same for me. Like I had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy.
Okay.
And both. So endoscopy and a colonoscopy, but they put me to sleep for it, and then I don't remember anything. So it just.
Nothing, but it felt great.
Wow!
I don't know about that, but
I'm sure it did, John. I'm sure it did.
Oh,
that's not my position. But,
endoscopy sucks. Like here, because I actually done 2 of them. One they put me to sleep when I went to an American hospital. Then last year I went to a Japanese hospital and they keep you awake for it.
Yeah.
It
Wait,
is
for
the
the
most,
endoscopy?
yeah. It's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever experienced.
The endoscopy. Wait, hold on. But to be clear, the endoscopy is the one where they put the fucking they put the slave tube in your fucking mouth. And then down. Yeah. They put me to sleep.
They didn't put me to sleep. Like they just made me gargle something to make your throat numb. But I was awake and it was just this little Japanese lady like rubbing my back saying, "Oh, it's okay, Daijoubu, it's okay, it's okay."
You know
my
what?
back. It was so I'm just like tears running down my eyes because it's so uncomfortable.
Brother.
My ass was like straight out of fucking Logan. Like they had to bring in 5 motherfuckers to hold me down. I was like, like doing this shit. And then they finally got the fucking needle in me, and I was like, and I woke up 30 minutes later high as fuck and did the weekly Wednesday what's up. But so that was the endoscopy, but then I needed to do the colonoscopy. I'm doing that tomorrow, and he told me they're not putting me to sleep. They're just gonna put a finger up my ass, and that's it.
Request for them to put you to sleep, bro.
Finger, brother.
Really?
Camera up.
Just request for it.
Why? I thought it hurts.
You're getting a whole camera up your ass. There's no.
It's going up, and they're gonna be searching around, and you ask them to put you to sleep, dog. I don't mean to say this live, but
there's light
to put you to sleep
where you can be not put to sleep, but you're awake, but you're just really relaxed, but you'll be awake, or you can be fully put to sleep. But there's no finger, pal. You're getting a full long ass.
Oh, it's just a finger.
No, it's a camera, dog.
Big.
It's like about
ass and in your intestines and colon and everything.
Yeah. If they haven't confirmed that, get them to.
You thought it was a finger?
Put you on the.
I literally thought they were gonna drop your.
No.
Drop your pants, and then they put on the fucking white thing, and they just dip, and they just start.
You're getting a colonoscopy.
The chat. We need to get off the chat.
And then you're flushed with water in your ass as well to expand you, and it's going all around your intestines and in your colon.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm so happy I came back for this.
No fingers involved at all.
I'm so happy I came back for this.
Yeah, I'm serious. You need to go and get them to make sure that they're putting you to sleep.
Well, congratulations, you're not a virgin anymore. There's that.
But they told me strictly like they tonight I need to take some medicine, and then tomorrow morning they gave me a bag of something I need to drink, and then I go to the hospital and I meet the translator, and then they're gonna do they say, I asked them, you guys don't put me to sleep.
That's why that clean out is so extensive, because your track
they're cleaning everything out.
Clean, like you have to be squeaky clean because they're looking at everything. That's why that cleansing shit, that laxative is so strong, because you're cleaning everything out.
Yeah, and that stuff sucks, by the way. Like it comes out of everywhere. It comes out of the front and back. So good luck with the cleans and stuff. That's one of the reasons I'd never want to do.
You're gonna have like
that clean stuff is
like going crazy.
Well, this is the best way to
disgusting.
Check. This is the best way to check for colon cancer, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's the best way to check for colon cancer. It's the best way to check for. They're gonna check for polyps. So if you have any polyps or anything, they'll do a biopsy.
Yeah.
So they'll cut everything out inside of you, take it to a lab to see if it's cancerous or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you don't have any polyps, and it's just a smooth ride. But yeah, no, it's crazy. Like I said, I just had mine like 2 months ago.
They found like when I got the endoscopy a few weeks ago, they found like a polyp or whatever somewhere, but they said they don't need to operate or whatever. So
they don't say that, but they'll probably still take it out just in case, just to check it.
They're gonna take it out.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna take it out. They're gonna cut that out. So they're gonna take a. So that's another thing. So not only is it gonna be a camera, now there's gonna be.
Maybe you should get off loud while we're doing that.
And just cut everything right out.
Get off.
No, listen. Y'all think this is bad? Let me tell you. And I probably shouldn't say this, but I am. Fuck it. Y'all think this is bad? I had
the dick up your
camera.
Up your dick.
Yeah, I had to hold the camera straight in my dick all the way through. And
For
I'm fully awake.
Though, right?
The urethra. Oh man, I ain't never had to do that. Not that I know of.
And it's cool because you get to watch it as it like goes.
That's not cool. That's not cool at all. What you trying to do? A reaction to your own shit, man?
Right. Can you imagine? Hey guys, here's my penis. Here's the inside. There's the No, but it wasn't fun. Like they take it all the way and they go in, and there's a certain point where like, okay, this is going to fucking suck because they put local anesthesia on you, so they rub this anesthesia all over your junk. So I guess that numbs it up, and then they go straight through.
Yeah.
And I guess when it gets to like
this
the abdominal wall, right, it breaks right through, and that shit hurts so bad. And the same thing when they pull it out, it's crazy. So I'm like,
but you're not dealing with that. You don't have to worry about
you're not
that.
Dealing with that. You're just
you
dealing with.
Need to request that they, are putting you to sleep. Because that solution, the whole point is to flush you completely out, and the solution is nasty, bro. I barely got through that joint. I had to do it like twice. I barely got through it both times.
Because I wanted to do it without it, the colonoscopy without it, because like I don't want to be put to sleep. I'm too scared. But they was like, minute they inject that shit in me, I was like, oh, okay. And then next thing, literally the next day, you're awake. It's like no time passed at all.
Over the needle now, but after I did my whole Logan thing, but yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be all that. I really thought they were just gonna go scrape, you're done like that.
Oh, they're sticking everything in you, brother. Your whole intestines is getting chopped through.
Okay, all I can say, guys, is everybody here has had that experience except me. All I can say for the 60-something people watching is that just shows how important it is and how much Chadwick meant to me and everybody else here. That black men, you got to go get your shit checked. Doesn't matter if you think your shit is natural or not. Like you got, black men are definitely susceptible to colon cancer a lot earlier than other races. That's it. Actually, my Japanese doctor even told me that he learned about that shit. He said white women get cancer, lung cancer faster than any other race, and then black men get like heart disease and colon cancer and shit. And he said, yeah. So, because he asked me, he was like, "What's wrong? Are you feel something wrong?" I'm like, "Nah, but Black Panther," and he was like, say no more. We'll get you checked out. Because Chadwick is just, he's only a little bit older. He was only a little bit older than me. So,
Yeah, actually, he was only 42.
Yeah, 43, but
42. Who's 42? He's 42. They kept saying his age wrong. Yeah, because he was born the same year as me, and his birthday is in November, and I just turned 43 today. So he was 1 month younger than me. Okay. So I was super terrified. Yeah, I was super terrified. For me, I was like, "Whoa!"
So that means found out. That means he found out he got cancer like when he was 38 or 30.
Yeah,
so,
very young.
I mean, you guys keep that in mind there. Yeah, like the
never too young.
Niggas go get cleaned out.
But if you guys want to see a reaction video to Akasan's Magic School Bus episode in his ass, just let him know in the comment sections below. Bring a camera. There you go. That'll skyrocket views right there. Just put the camera set on the camera and just watch him just go through agony.
PewDiePie, watch out.
I was going to say that.
PewDiePie, I'm coming for you, son. Yeah.
Up the ante, man. Up the ante.
All right, guys, we're gonna get on out of it. I gotta go. That'll be a whole segment itself, man. That'll be a whole segment itself. All right, thank you all, and thank you everybody for tuning in. Till the next time, and on the site, we got the Side Boys coming out. We got some other shit going on, man. Yeah, good. Take care of yourselves, and we're out.
Ready, y'all. Peace.